Commerce Casino and Hotel. Experience the thrill of the world's largest poker room, Macau-style Baccarat, and Cow Blackjack, all right here in the heart of Los Angeles. At the Commerce, you can count on more action and more tables than anywhere else in L.A. Not to mention, our players won over $20 million last year alone. So come play your game, find your local getaway, and most importantly, win big at the Commerce. More money, more tables, more action. That's why you choose the Commerce Casino and Hotel.
That's why Paul Heiser chooses the Commerce Casino and Hotel.
Yes, hi, how you doing, Wayne? How are you?
I'm all right. It's, you know, the World Series of Poker circuit ring event at the Commerce Casino. I know you've been in the mix a bit.
I have been in the mix today. I actually busted this tournament in 11th today, so nearly made it to the final table. Wasn't to be, but there'll be plenty more. But I'm excited to watch the final table, and there's a few nice guys that are on the final table here that I had the pleasure of playing with over the last couple of days.
So that insult to injury, you know, we said, hey, Paul, you want to commentate since you just busted?
That's fine. I'm a strong man. No one will break me.
So shout out to Rudy, the lowest chip stack. He is a Commerce Team Pro. He's actually a professional poker player, IRL, aka in real life. Elvin, the Dominican, is a twin, and he also is a professional poker player.
Yeah, both of those guys are lovely. I know Rudy pretty well from the tournament scene, and likewise Elvin. Both him and his brother are lovely guys, and I wish them the best of luck today.
36,484 to first. This is 150,000 a guarantee.
Yeah, I think the prize pool made it to 210,000, so we got even more people than they expected.
Sick.
Very popular event.
There's Cairo in the back, and he's here to join in the booth for a while.
We're ready. All right, 16.5 minutes, guys. Good luck.
Thank you.
Yeah, please.
All right, Cairo.
That's good.
You haven't got your headset on yet. Slacking.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, I'm excited to watch the final table, and yeah, $36,000 for the win. So yeah,
and the ring.
Yeah, and the ring. Don't forget the ring.
Don't forget the ring.
90 times your buy-in. It was $400 to buy in, and yeah, one of these guys is going to be walking away a little bit wealthier than when they arrived today.
Definitely. This whole series has been great so far. Right before the holidays, everybody coming in. Every day is packed. 3, 4, 5 events. People competing for rings, trying to chase a bag, trying to chase glory. Mm-hmm. You know, we say at the Commerce, one tournament can change your life, and this is where legends are born on the felt here at the Commerce Casino and Hotel. I'm obviously a little biased. I'm pulling for Rudy as I manage the Commerce Poker Pro team.
Yeah, Rudy's a really good player, actually. He's a very, very smart player. He's aggressive, not scared to bluff, but he's also a good technical player as well. So he's got everything. That's the reason why Rudy does so well in so many tournaments of so many different buy-ins. I mean, he just knows how to navigate all the types of fields, so yeah.
Difficult. We had an interview right before this live stream started. I spoke with Rudy, and he told me he had a lot of bluffs, and one got picked off right before.
Right before the final table. Is that why he's short? Yeah.
Yeah, that's why he's short. He had a big bluff get picked off by the big stack, and.
Okay, well, hand number 1 here. I think he's small blind versus big blind with Patrick, and I think it's been checked to the river. He's got 10 high. And Patrick's taking a stab in position with 6 higher for like 1 big blind. If Rudy can fire the call here, this will be pretty sick.
Salute to everybody in chat. I have the chat pulled up as well.
This will be pretty sick, actually, because this is for like, I don't know, like 30% of Rudy's stack. So if he can find a 10 high call first hand off the bat, this will be pretty sick.
He says this whole line doesn't make sense.
Well, he's folded.
And it's either raise or fold there. There is no call. And Patrick picking off Rudy.
Do you know much about all the players, Cairo?
Pretty much. You know, I've been here since we started on the 13th, as you see that banner over there. Mm-hmm. You know, we got Rudy, Elvin, Bello, one of the Bello twins.
Elvin, the Dominican, I like it.
Yeah, they're in there. Ernest got a lot of people in the chat.
Yeah, I played with everyone on the final table, actually, I think. Just trying to have a look. Yeah, because we did a redraw at 27, a redraw at 18. So, yeah, I've pretty much played with everybody. Yeah.
Speaking of somebody who played with somebody at this final table, Ed Liu had a big hand with Elvin when we were down to 3 tables, putting in a big check raise. That hand, we covered it as on our socials on Instagram and Twitter.
Oh, I missed it. What happened? Do you know the hand?
Yeah, so for the long story short, we're on the turn. Ed checks. Elvin puts in a bet of $225,000 from the button. Ed puts in the re-raise is $650, and it puts Elvin in deeply into the tank. And he folded face up, showing that he flopped top pair with a 10, and Jack of Hearts on the turn gave Ed the position to really play some good poker. He's unfortunately not on this final table, but he is in the chat, so shout out to him.
Oh, look here, we've got some action here. So Ernest has raised ace-queen offsuit under the gun 1, and Rudy with 3.5 big blinds has gone all in with king-queen off. Obviously, Ernest is going to call with Rudy at risk.
Rudy, a big dog against Ernest's ace-queen.
Yeah, Ed H. I played with this gentleman, Ed H, in the big blind. I'm actually rooting for this guy. No, Rudy and Elvin I've known for a while, so I hope they do come 1 and 2. But this gentleman, Ed H, in the big blind.
Here we go. Heads up. Rudy is going to need a king or running clubs, as spades are covered by Ernest, and his kicker is better with the queen.
You know what? I've got a feeling that Rudy finds the king or some kind of weird straight, because this guy is not only is he good, but he's lucky.
3 kings on the flop. 1 time for Rudy, please.
I think that happened in the main event, final table, actually.
Oh, and there's the king.
There it is.
Let's go. And big smile on Rudy's face. Hold.
Yeah,
Sorry, Ernest fans and Ernest.
The turn.
Well, 1 card to come.
And I'm not going to celebrate early. And Bink, that is good for Rudy to get the double up.
Thank you.
And in our interview, he said, I just need a little double up, and then I could give these guys some problems and work my way back up to the top of the chip leading.
Yeah, Rudy's got like 10 big blinds now, and he's definitely still going to be one of the favorites. I think he can navigate any stack size, to be honest.
Amazing hand. As Rudy is not going to be the first player to get knocked out from this table.
I'd actually like to know how Grace has got 7,425,000.
I think she picked off that bluff from Rudy.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, it was her?
Yeah.
Okay. Ah, okay. I wasn't privy to that hand because I was on the other table busting at the time, so I didn't see it.
I was deep in the editing tank, so I did not see it as well. As you know, I like to come up to you guys at the table and have some conversations, make some content.
Yeah, you've been pestering me a little bit, but I don't mind. I actually like it.
Yeah.
I secretly like the attention, to be honest.
I know you do.
I do. Okay, Grace in the hijack, fold 6-5 off. Pretty easy fold. Rudy's going to be in the cut-off with 9.5 big blinds and folds ace-6 off. I think if he had a little bit better there, maybe ace-8, ace-9, I reckon Rudy would have gone all in there. Oh, Ed, this is pretty spicy for Ed. I played with this guy for like 2 days, and I never saw anything like this. He's raised blind be blind, jack 7 off.
That's the interesting thing about these live streams for tournaments, because not a lot of the tournament players play on live streams like yourself. So it's one of the rare opportunities where people get to see the method behind the madness of how they make their plays. Is this guy just tight? Is this guy sticky? How balanced are they?
Yeah, he looks like, you know what, I played with him on end of day 1, and he was playing pretty tight. And then the more we played together, like last night and then today, he's got a little bit of spice in him, this guy, you know? Likes a little bluff, and yeah, he's not scared to move his chips, that's for sure. But it depends. He's quite impulsive, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, I get the feeling that this gentleman, Phil, is pretty tight.
Nah, Phil's great. He also plays all the events. I've known him for many years, and he's definitely
he's a nice guy, though. Actually, very nice guy.
Yeah, no, he definitely gives off that like I'm loosey goosey vibes, and then people start playing with him for 8 to 10 hours, and they're like, I have no idea where your range is anymore. And
yeah, he was going all in earlier quite a lot, and I just had no clue if he actually had it or not.
I love that style of play by him. It's good that he gets to showcase it on the stream today.
Yeah.
Jack 7 suited for Rudy in the hijack.
Yeah, that's going to be a fold. I like Rudy. No messing around. He just wants to play as many hands as possible. He knows he's got an edge on the field. So
yeah.
Cool. This Patrick's got 5.6 million. He took my 1.8 million. He's put it to good use.
Here we go, Yang with the ace-queen offsuit in the small blind. Might look like he's just trying to pick and steal the big blind here. Raises it to 310.
I mean, this Ernest with the mask, he loves to play hands.
Yeah, but he's
He
like,
loves
no,
to play
not for
hands.
that price.
Yeah, I'm actually interested to watch this Ernest because he was very active when there were 2 tables left, and he can't always have it. So, yeah.
Alex Lee, our executive producer of the show, in the chat saying, hello, mate. Hank the Tank from the production room saying, what's up, everyone? Thanks for joining us.
Oh, say hi to Alex for me. Alex, hi.
No, hello, mate.
Hello, mate.
Hello, mate.
Yeah, hello, mate. It's hi, mate.
I know. Alex, somewhere in Vegas or a nightclub.
Yeah, a festival.
Festival, nightclub, or
di-
Vegas.
Dinner, Vegas, yeah.
At this hour, it might be dinner, to be honest.
And then on to a nightclub. I
And then on to-
love Alex. I got a lot of time for Alex.
Oh, yeah.
Alex, if you're listening, hello, mate.
Hello, mate.
He loves making fun of my London accent.
Here we go. Filling the big blinds over to Elvin, who, under the gun, lets Queen 10 suited go.
Yeah,
Nope.
9-handed. Queen 10 suited is a pretty standard fold,
Yep.
especially when there's a bit of ICM and, yeah.
It's like, would you go to war with it when somebody re-raises you?
Well, I mean, Phil is has only got 6 big blinds, so yeah, the collision effect means that Phil's probably going to have to either defend or get blinded out.
Here we go. Ed raising it up with the crabs. Pocket 3s from the cutoff. Yang folding one of those 3s, so his set mining abilities have just gone down tremendously.
I like it, Karen.
And then Phil with another 3, so no set of 3s coming, but it doesn't matter as he takes it down.
Good luck.
He showed it. He showed it.
Look.
I actually love this guy.
What's there not to love? The man is stylish, smiling, got the chips.
Yeah, but he loses with grace and he wins with grace as well.
And as we see Phil and Rudy down below the 10 big blind mark, Greg and Ernest and Elvin just above it. All these players at risk. But everybody has $31 or $3,145
Yeah, locked up. Yeah,
locked up. That is a great day for a $400 buy-in.
Yeah, it's like seven extra money. But I think everyone will have their sights set on the first prize. So
Yeah.
yeah. Any deals being made in these tournaments usually, Cairo, or does everyone just like play it out and winner takes all? Do these guys do deals?
No,
when there's,
WSOP, there is no
there's no
deals.
deal making.
There
Okay,
is no
cool.
deal making. Now, when you play in our nightly
Good, I like
or our
that.
dailies,
Yeah.
now these players play with each other quite often. They might for the $200 buy-in events, but when there's a ring on the line,
Yeah.
there's no chops.
Okay, I like it. Okay.
Whatever you guys talk about in the bathroom, that's up to you, but there is no chops.
Okay. Well, based on what you've seen, not necessarily who your favourites are, who you're rooting for, who do you think is going to win? Who do you?
Rudy.
You think Rudy's going to
Yeah,
win?
1,000%.
Okay. You voting with your heart or with your head?
That is not any information that I'm willing to share with you. Doesn't matter.
Okay, so
I would love to see all these players do well at this table because it's Cairo loves you, not Cairo picks his favorites.
Yeah, Rudy's your pick. I actually have.
Based on skill.
Yeah, I have a sneaky feeling.
What are you going to pick, Grace?
No, I'm actually not going to pick Grace. No.
Let us know in the chat.
You know what? I reckon the gentleman Patrick who knocked me out is going to win the whole thing.
I see how it is. you want the guy who beats you to win the whole thing, so you're like, well, at least I lost to the winner.
Of course.
Yeah,
Of course.
I am not mad at that.
Smart, aren't
Yeah. Grace with a $300,000 or 300,000 chip bet. I'm used to doing live cash game
I?
commentary.
Yeah. That's interesting, actually, because Elvin basically just flopped a gut shot with an overcard and just couldn't even call the flop. And that's basically the danger with defending too wide against the chip leader. I actually, and with Phil, with only like 3.5 to 4 big blinds, I actually think Queen 8 offsuit should have been a fold pre-flop.
And Grace with the hat low and the mask up high, like that is terrifying to me.
Was that Grace?
Yeah. When I see a player in a tournament like that, and they have to, on the live stream they can't wear the headphones for security reasons, but when I see that at a tournament table, I am doing everything in my ability to get them to talk to me.
Yeah, I agree, because me personally, I pride myself on being able to like look across the table, see somebody's face, and get an idea of, some live reads or some tells. And when they've got their glasses on and their mask up, I don't like it actually.
Yeah, she has the mask so high, she looks like a shinobi ninja.
She does. She plays like one as well. So.
Yeah, she is killing the field right now. Let's go, Grace.
Okay.
Oh, and our previous champ from the last stream, Alex Avila, said he's rooting for Elvin. He goes, what's first? Well, you took down the mini main. It's not as much, but 36,000 and some change?
Yeah, 36,000, yeah. I like Alex, actually. I watched him play. Oh, before we talk about Alex, Elvin the Dominican has got ace-king offsuit here, and his chip's going to be going into the middle.
See how he approaches it.
I mean, he's got 10 big blinds. So there's nothing else to do other than put all the chips in. Oh, wow. And Greg's woken up with queens behind, so we're going to have an all-in, 2 all-ins here. And we're going to have a 25 big blind flip, ace-king versus queens between Elvin and Greg.
Oh, wow. All right, here we go. Big
This is
flip.
such a big flip, yeah. 2.8 million.
Elvin looking for that ace on the flop or a king. Comes Jack 8-3 Rainbow. Greg must be loving that flop right now.
Elvin's my boy. I want Elvin to win.
I can't say that out loud, but yeah,
Okay.
I'm holding my breath right now.
You ever heard that saying, the old Barry Greenstein, ace on the river?
And
I reckon heart or spade?
come on.
Maybe diamond. One of those 3.
Here it is. Oh, and
my
another
God.
3. But congratulations to Greg winning the hand. Elvin.
I may not have you covered. I think you do. Looks like it.
GG Elvin, one of the nice guys, plays really well, deep runs every tournament. Him and his brother, they're lovely guys, and I'm sure he'll be back for the next one.
They're my favorite, and I could promise you not only will he be back for the next one, being that we're on delay, I can assure you he's in the $400 one-day ring event right now upstairs.
Probably, yeah. And I'll probably see him tomorrow in the 1700 main event. I'm going to jump in tomorrow.
Yes, definitely.
Well, GG Elvin, great result. I think you cashed for, how much did you cash for? 3,000?
31.45.
31.45, okay.
Queen 9. Thank you.
And we get an update. Elvin, our first player eliminated from this final table. Phil, Rudy, and Ernest down there at the bottom. Grace, Patrick, and Ed up top. It's anybody's game. And if you want to step your game up, come on down to Commerce Casino. Come play with the best. WSOP Circuit Series here in LA, going all the way to November 26th. The main event, day 1 just started. We'll be having flights through Saturday, our day 2 Sunday, and our final table will be live stream Monday here. Same channel, probably a different time, similar time possible. Probably different commentators. You'll be at the final table for that one. So, yeah. Paul Heiser, a.k.a. Paul James.
I'm here. Sorry, mate. I just took a little 10-second break, but I'm back. Okay, 8-handed. Next pay jump is extra $800, so I think 3,900 will be for 8th place. And I think it's on Grace the Ninja, under the gun. Grace folded ace-queen to me earlier when I went all in, and I had ace-king. I was pretty disappointed with that. But, yeah. Okay, let's have a look on our boy Rudy, the Commerce Team Pro guy with 10 bigs. Okay, he's out of there. Okay, Yang's opening it up with 24 big blinds, 25 big blinds, maybe more, 26 bigs. Ace-8 off. Okay, this Ernest, look, he just likes to play hands, so Jack-10 suited is going to be enough. This is a spot where he should fold or goal in. I don't think he should be playing any calls off 12 big blinds, but he likes to see the flop. Okay, Grace should fold her 10 deuce off. Okay. SPR for Ernest is like 1.6, so
Explain SPR for the people out there who might not know.
Oh, it's called stack to pot ratio, and the it needs a king behind there. So stack to pot ratio. So there's 800,000 chips in the pot, and he's got 1.325 million. So if he had 1.2 million, that would be a SPR of 1.5. So he's basically got 1.5 times what's existing in the middle. So he hasn't actually got much playability. So this is a spot now where if Yang bets his ace on the flop, Ernest is going to be really struggling to put any more chips in here. So unless he plans on calling to only hit a king, he's going to be in trouble. And that's why his hand, if he would have gone all in pre-flop, he would have got Yang to fold ace-8 offsuit.
Definitely. And where he stands right now, 1 out of 5 times, he would win the hand. But
yeah, this is actually a situation that I had when I busted in the 11th. So the cutoff raised, and I went all in for 16, 17 big blinds with 10-9 suited, and the reason I went all in was to get exactly like a hand like Yang's to fold ace-8 offsuit or queen-jack offsuit. Oh, look at this, he's called the flop and the turn's come a king.
wow.
Yeah.
And that was the 1 out of 5 times.
Yeah, exactly.
And he has the check mark.
Yeah.
Now, how does Yang navigate with the 8 kicker to his ace?
Yeah, not because I can see, but I think Yang should fold. One, because Ernest in Mr. Theoryland should be having some traps with aces and kings, and 2, he's going to have a lot of like king queen, a lot of jack 10 suited. So yeah, this is a spot where if I'm Yang, I actually don't want to go for value. I actually want to check and see what my opponent does. But he's decided to fire third pot again, and Ernest is yeah, I don't actually know how this guy plays. But he's going to do the old repeat, have a look at his cards, have a look down at the nuts, and yeah, I'm sure he's doing cartwheels in his head right now. But yeah, he's going to be doubling. If he's going to be doubling up unless he I don't know, goes all in with too much excitement. But I don't really see how Yang can actually fold. It's quite a tough spot.
Doing some
yeah, he's bet
inventory?
he's bet half his stack. So
He's saying, what would I be left with?
yeah.
And Yang looking in closely. He said, all right, I'd be left with 500,050, so I might as well just put it all in.
I might as well just say, I'm all in.
And look at the side-by-side shot.
Yeah, they do a great job in the production team. I like the split shot here between both players, because Yang's just praying to the poker gods that Ernest doesn't go all in.
And he's starting to feel the red flags go off.
Yeah, Ernest is obviously just making him suffer, and has said all in.
And Yang would be left with crumbs if he makes this call.
Well, Yang's going to be left with 10 bigs, so I mean he can kind of afford it, but he should know that he's beat now. And if he is beat, he's basically drawing dead to win the hand. So even if he had a hand like ace jack or king queen, he's pretty much drawing dead. So he's getting a great price, but I still think he should find the fold here.
$150.
Pakitawagan mo si Arby. Pakitawagan mo si Arby. Si Arby. Para alam niya kung nasa ulo. Hindi ko na-text eh.
As the tension builds, Yang puts in the fold. Correctly. Not easy, but correct. And he does leave himself with more chips to fight another battle. And Ernest taking down a big pot here, putting him in better positions to ladder up in this ICM situation.
Yeah, that was actually a spot where, like I said, Ernest can play lots of traps pre-flop. So I think Yang should have found a check on the turn, and then yeah, Ernest is not incentivized to bet the turn with Queen Jack or King 10 or King Jack or I don't know some wheel aces, for example. You can just check and see the river. So I think Yang could have saved himself 550k there by just checking. But anyway, nice pot for Ernest. He's up to 3 million. Yang drops down to 1.8, so 15 bigs. Oh, it looks like the blinds have gone up now. So I think the small blind's 75k, and the big blind is 150k.
Thank you,
I
Paul.
think that's right. Or it's either, it might be the 100 small blind, 150 big blind, 150k ante, I'm not sure, but...
Well, we'll find out shortly as these graphics come
150k,
around.
yeah, 150k is definitely the big blind and ante, but I'm just not sure on the small blind.
It's over to Phil, short stack with King 10 offsuit in the cutoff. Is this his spot to take down these blinds? No.
See, this is ridiculous. He's got 3 big blinds.
I thought that was the spot.
He's got 3 big blinds. He's got King 10 off in the cutoff. Now, come on.
Oh, and he would have had Grace dominated. Well, more likely that if he jams, she doesn't call, but
I mean...
she has enough to call.
Yeah, but Rudy's going to have to call a hand like... I don't know.
Ace high.
Yeah, like Queen 10. Rudy would have to call Queen 10.
I'm going to go Ace 5 suited.
He can actually go all in with 3 bigs and get called by a worse hand.
Oh, and
Very comfortably.
It's fine.
Okay, looks like Grace has put Rudy all in for his 8 bigs, 7 bigs. I'm disappointed in Phil not going all in with King 10 for 3 big blinds.
well, I mean, maybe situationally he just knew that Grace was going to put Rudy all in, and as we don't see what Rudy had.
Yeah, but Rudy's not incentivized to call off that wide because obviously Phil's short. So Phil, as the shortest stack, is the one that needs to make something happen.
And yeah, he had King 5 suited, so he would have been in bad shape.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, Rudy would probably call an extra 300k there with King 5 suited, and Phil would have been in a great shape.
And yeah, you see the smile on his face. He's like, probably should have did it.
He's annoyed. He's annoyed. But sometimes, you know, you go all in with King 10, you get called by Ace Jack, and you know you just have to run it for 40% equity and yeah, try and get lucky. He'll be annoyed at that later because he's actually going to be in the big blind in 4 hands, and in poker it's just hard to get a good hand. So sometimes you have to force it just a little bit.
Make sure you guys are following Commerce Casino on Instagram as I post updates and commentate throughout this final table.
Okay, we've got Greg in the cutoff here with 19 bigs. We don't actually know what he's got.
Oops. Sorry.
Okay, his card. Oh, he's got aces. There you go. Lovely.
Everybody's favorite
He
hand.
needs Grace to have not Jack 3 suited, no. Come on, Grace. Don't get out of line. Good. Okay, who's in the big blind here? We've got Patrick. Oh, my pick. Patrick's actually my pick. And he's got Queen Deuce off, so he's not going to get any action. Better to win a small pot, Cairo, than lose a big one, so...
Yeah. Every chip matters.
Yeah. You know what? There was actually somebody who said to me, I won't say any names, but they saw me playing the $400 tournament. They said, well, why are you putting yourself through so much pain, you know, of playing like a smaller buy-in tournament? But even though this is I think this is actually the smallest buy-in tournament for like a multi-day tournament that's on the schedule, I actually had a great time. You know, I busted in 11th. I was sad in the moment. I'm still pretty down now, but I actually really enjoy the tournaments. It brings so many people out to play. You know, so many new faces, and yeah, it's just like a price point that I feel like everyone can afford and play. And yeah, I think you got like 60,000 more than the original prize pool that was planned. I think it was 150k guarantee, and he got 210k in the prize pool. So clearly there's a big demand for tournaments. So yeah, Commerce is doing a great job of hosting so many people. Staff are great. The dealers have been really good. So yeah, it's just a great place to come and play.
Definitely, well said. And Rudy lets it go. On the button, ace 10 off.
Yeah. Well, this is just purely an ICM fold because obviously Phil's got 470k, so he's decided to pitch the ace 10. That's a spot there where if he goes all in for 700k, Grace has basically got to call with any 2 cards. So yeah.
And back to your point you were making about the $400 events, you know, people did just classify poker as a mind sport, but everyone, you know, tends to lose the reality of that poker is a social game.
I agree.
And, you know, being able to play with a wider range of types of players at a lower stakes buy-in And the value of enjoying the time you spend at the table is underestimated, especially for like a player like you who does play high stakes, but can still sit in a low stakes tournament and have a great time.
Yeah, I agree. I actually find it just as interesting playing like the low stakes buy-in tournaments than the high stakes ones. Sometimes in the high stakes tournaments you get left on a table with 7 like really top tournament pros and everything is like very theoretical, everything's very robotic. But I actually just like playing the smaller tournaments. They're affordable and I can kind of be myself a little bit more. And then you're just basically playing with a field of just a field of so many different like personalities and characters, and these guys that you're playing with are not seasoned pros; they're just recreational players. But everyone's got their own style. Everyone's got their own style.
Less face masks, less headphones.
Exactly.
More drinks.
Yeah, more drinks and just more fun. People are more friendly, and people show their cards a bit more. It's just kind of fun. But you still gotta take the game very seriously, no matter what buy-in tournament you're playing or who you're playing against. So, yeah. Sometimes it's even harder playing in these tournaments with lots of recreational players. Like I said, everyone plays differently, so like navigating your way through the field. And, there'll be some people that you can call a certain hand versus on the river, and there'll be some people you can just never call because they never bluff. It's just kind of fun, just kind of fun, like trying to look at people's faces and work out what kind of style and strategy they have. So
the pros have a tough time with the Recs, and the Recs have a tough time with the pros,
100%.
and somewhere in the middle,
yeah, exactly.
there's Paul James just having a good time.
that's me. I'm the middleman. Yeah, I actually am.
Ernest taking down another one.
Yeah, Ernest just doesn't like to fold. So again, pocket fours. When you open under the gun, like an 8-handed table, and you're not the chip leader. You obviously want to have like the top tier hands. Pocket fours is one that's a little bit weak. You don't have any like relevant blockers to like the strongest hands. So yeah, you should probably fold this. But Ernest likes to play hands, and he can turn up the heat when he needs to. So yeah, I think Ernest is actually staying true to himself. So
yeah, it's better to try to take that down pre-flop.
Yeah, I agree,
while your hand's the best.
I agree. Yeah, if there's lots of ICM and people are like not necessarily playing or fighting back or 3-bet bluffing, then why not just get a pair and just start raising?
And once Rudy has more chips, he is going to be the type of player at this table to seize these pots that most people aren't going to be trying to go after. As he notices, most of the table is just trying to ICM. They're not playing for first place, where someone like Ernest or Rudy are gunning for first.
Yeah, exactly. No, I agree. So Rudy's here with his 5 big blinds. He's woken up with pocket jacks, and this is very timely for Rudy because this is going to get through most likely. And yeah, he's gonna get back up to like 1.1, 1.2 million.
I won't like hide him.
And then Phil, unfortunately, who folded the king 10 off, is going to be in the big blind next hand. So yeah, so I think he'll be ruined that. I think Phil basically just has to call any hand next hand because 2 of his 3 big blinds are going to be in the middle already. So yeah, Phil's praying right now. You can see him. Look, or he's either praying that he gets aces in the next hand, or he's praying that Yang or Ernest can find queens plus in the big blind or small blind. Not quite sure why Yang is wasting so much time here, unless he's looked at the same card twice and thinks he's got pocket kings. Not sure.
A little posturing, some camera time.
Yeah. No.
Oh, and he ships
No. What's going on here? Is
wow.
No, come on.
Ernest is out the way.
Why has he done that?
He just sees this as an opportunity to...
No, why has he done that?
Wait, what are you doing? Add jacks.
Okay, I'm sorry. Pair jacks.
Oh my God! And Son's taken Rudy's cards. The dealer's taken his cards.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh wow, that was the moment.
Nice save, Rudy. Nice save. Okay, Yang has re-jammed King 6 offsuit.
Kevin's there.
I want to say yes, but not 100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait. Two red jacks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Kevin Cupp, the tournament director here, I think he was just liaising with the production team just to double check that Rudy's cards.
Oh, and a jack on the flop. Let's go.
Yeah.
And Rudy flopping top set, Yang with the backdoor straight draw, and it's over. Give him the check mark. Rudy doubling up for a second time at this final table. The king comes. It is irrelevant, and Yang
700 plus.
went for it.
740.
Rudy. Commerce Poker Pro team, the last man standing. Paul James baffled by what just happened. I am ecstatic. Yang, with the heart of a gambler, went for it. I cannot fault him. Do I understand the GTO charts and positions for that King 6 offsuit? No. Does Paul? Most likely. The outcome, Rudy winning the pot. And what would have happened if Sun would have took his cards? Well, we have the graphics. We would have knew. That's what he had. 2 red jacks, blackjack on the flop. Paul James, jaw to the floor currently.
I'm supposed to stay impartial. I'm the impartial commentator, but I can't just help say that King 6 offsuit. I don't know what he was thinking. I think he was going for the knockout. Maybe he thought it was a bounty tournament. I'm not sure. I don't know.
Heart of the gamble. It was for half his stack.
Okay, so look, now Phil is in the big blind, and he's got 300,000 of his 470 in the middle.
Yeah, so we don't discuss it anymore.
And Rudy now a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah,
Nearly
he's going to fold
20
his pocket
bigs.
threes.
I think he has 15 bigs, to be honest.
So, no, Rudy has
12?
12 big blinds.
Yeah,
yes.
12. My bad. My math is not fast. Kidney Bean Inc. in the chat saying, nice table when someone is donating LOL.
Okay, well, Yang's going to go all in. Oh, no. Oh, he's gone all in, yeah, okay. So Patrick raised ace-5 off.
I fold.
I told you Patrick was my pick. The gentleman who knocked me out, he's my pick. What's Phil doing?
I am going to stick with mine.
So you look at Phil. He's got 8 deuce offsuit, and he's forced to fold.
Oh, man.
Well, if someone can get knocked out here before him, he will see a little bit more money.
Yeah, exactly. This is actually a good result for him, because now he's got a chance to make a little pay jump of how much? How much is the pay jump? I don't know, $1,000 or something?
Not even 1,000. I believe it's 700 and change or 600 and change. I cannot remember it.
No, somebody already busted, right?
That was for 31.45. The next one was
39.
39 or 38.
Yeah, 39, I believe. And then there'll be if Yang gets knocked out here, Phil will have 1 big blind, but at least he'll make the second pay jump, so he can get 7th place money, which is not bad.
I will rewind the tapes.
You know, in these spots when you've got ace-5 off.
39.07 for the next pay jump.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No, but I think Phil's going to end up getting the next one up, the 7th place money.
Here we go. Ace-5 versus Jack-10 off. Can Patrick?
It's hard to win these, isn't it? If you're.
Oh, he hits a pair.
Yeah.
Yang now drawing to a Jack or a 10. Another 9 comes. Any Jack or 10.
2 outs. Or 6 outs.
And a King of Clubs will not do it. Patrick going out in 8th place. Or I'm sorry, Yang going out in 8th place after the hand with Rudy. Maybe wanted to beat traffic.
Who was my pick? Who was my pick? Patrick, right?
Your pick was Patrick, sir. It's nice to remind me after he scoops that pot, but
He's on Gracie's heels. He's right on her tail.
I know.
and yeah, Phil wisely folded into a bigger pay jump of $1,000 as the player before him, Yang, goes out with 39.07, and he just locked up another $1,000 by folding the 8 deuce off.
There you go.
Now, it's not over for him. He could make another big ICM jump to 6,400 if something happens.
You didn't make a pair, right?
But he's in the small blind, so 7,500 or 75,000.
Listen, Phil's got a lot of patience. It wouldn't surprise me if Phil finds a little.
The whole orbit.
Yeah, I reckon he could just fold the small blind. Yeah, honestly.
I mean, for how much money he could make for folding in an orbit and someone else getting knocked out, it's not the end of the world.
Listen, we've seen stranger things happen. Could have an aces v kings situation with 2 big stacks, and
Phil could win this whole thing.
He could, yeah.
Well, let's not eliminate the chip in a chair.
Yeah, there's people who have won from half an ante before, so yeah, or half a big blind or 1 ante. So
I think it was 1 ante.
Yeah, there you go. Well, Phil's all in now with his king queen off. This could be the comeback of all comebacks.
No.
You know what? I believe in Phil.
I'm actually rooting for him a little bit.
Yeah, everybody in the chat, let's just root for Phil. It cost you $0 to root for Phil.
51.65.
flop call.
This is the hand you're supposed to win.
There we go.
Yeah, so Greg called with...
Oh, and Phil's in good shape here.
Sublime with the hand.
so Grace is limped under the gun with 10-7 of clubs. Phil's gone all in with King-Queen, and Greg has just had to call an extra 20k more
Yeah, C7, 7, C7.
with Jack 4 offsuit.
So either Phil will be going home or receiving a triple up. Oh, wait, he raised. Well, regardless, he'll be getting a triple up if he wins this hand.
Yeah, I'm not too sure why Greg has raised one big blind more with Jack 4 offsuit.
I believe he just wants Grace out of the way. I don't know if this works.
No, wait,
Upstairs. Oh, okay.
I think that's a mistake, actually. I don't think Greg has raised an extra 300k, to be honest.
Okay, 165.
Ah, yeah. As you can hear, they're correcting the graphics.
Yeah.
Paul James, been through this before in this studio.
Yeah, I don't think Greg would have raised...
Hey, you're going to be...
yeah, I think he would have checked. I think they're incentivized to check it down, actually, and double team Phil, try and get Phil out so they can all make the extra pay jump.
There you go.
We'll get this.
I'm just not very familiar with the big nomination very often.
Okay.
Doing a good job.
Thank you. I try. Not very nervous.
It's so.
You get a bonus if I win.
It's so hard.
You get a bonus if I win.
Someone's watching, you know.
Of
So
course.
there's a video.
Camera.
This is like the only time the tournament players talk is when you have to hold the action.
People are nervous.
Okay, you ready?
It still says that Greg has raised 300k, but I don't think he has.
I believe they're still trying to sort out the graphics. I'd like to take this time to remind you guys that there is 45 minutes left in happy hour at the Commerce Casino.
What's wrong with you? All you want to do is drink.
I just cracked open a green tea, but I mean, if I could be sipping a gin sour lemon or lemon sour back here,
Is that your choice? Is that your choice of drink?
I would be having plenty. But it is a long evening, as you have seen this series. Paul James, I work every day from 10 a.m. to about 3 a.m., if not longer.
I commend your work ethic. You do work really hard, yes.
And I am very grateful for the opportunities here at the Commerce Casino. I love it. I love what I do. I love the people. I love the players.
Yeah, it shows, and they love you too, actually. They're always receptive to you, to your interviews and your
Even when they
your
lose.
photo taking. Yeah, exactly. You got a good rapport with pretty much everyone that plays here. So, yeah, you're well liked, Cairo. Very well liked. I've always got time for you, haven't I?
You always do. It's always fun. And here we go to this flop. King 4-4.
Oh, no.
And Greg just flops trips. He checks it to Grace. Grace is going to put in a bet.
For no reason.
Phil is going to be drawing to one of two kings in the deck left. As you see the 11% next to his name. My stomach has sank.
Okay, 7 calls.
That is not nice. That is not fair. Or... And Greg calls. And Phil still drawing to one of two kings left.
Grace is just going at it.
She can afford it, and Greg's just going to keep reeling it in, and he's going to tank maybe this call a little longer.
I really hope Greg doesn't raise. I really hope he just smooth calls again.
Yeah?
Nice one, Greg.
Oh, whoa, now takes the time to consider it.
Oh, no.
Couldn't help himself.
Yeah. That is a very recreational move, that is. When they count out the calling chips, pause for 5 seconds, and then go back to their stack and add more, and that is just always value.
Wow.
Hiya.
Robbie?
Robbie J. Lou.
Robbie.
Investigation.
I got a funny story about Robbie J. Lou.
Can we find the king from space one time for Phil? Or will he be going out in 7th place? And that is the Jack of Diamonds, ladies and gentlemen. Phil did ladder up, but he will be going out as Greg's Jack 4 offsuit.
Take care, buddy.
takes it down, and he loses the 4-4, and he has the 4-4 on his jersey, and this is the irony.
He actually doubled up earlier in the day with pocket fours, and he was going, "That's why I wear this shirt, baby. This is why I wear this shirt, baby."
Well, that came back to him. I'm glad you told that story because it definitely just came back.
Is he small?
I win with this hand. I lose to this hand.
Yeah, I think it's that button.
GG's Phil. Love you, bro.
Yeah, GG Phil. Well played.
Yeah.
Fist bumps all around. He had a great day.
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
He's
man.
on his way to the $400 single day event right now. He's probably already sitting down, ordering maybe a fried rice.
Oh, yeah, we're on a delay, aren't we? So this has already happened 30 minutes ago, and Greg's probably upstairs already.
You got suited? For Jack was suited, right?
No.
No.
He said my Jack 4 was suited, right? No, it wasn't.
No justification.
My homegirl Sherry in the chat. Ty from the LA Poker Roundup in the chat. Eric for real. He's saying clock. DGen Poker, aka Vince, just came by to say hi, say Cairo's the GOAT. I'm not actually paid to read that comment or him to put that in there. DGN Poker, one of the people who helped me when I am too busy to edit videos. And all I see is Rudy raising ace king suited, and that is wonderful because Patrick has jack 10. I need to not call, never mind. And here we go, all in with nines. Rudy is going to be sending it. There's zero chance Ernest comes along with pocket twos. Will Rudy find a third double up at this final table? There's zero chances he's folding. Zero. None. Yeah, there's no reality. I'm standing up.
He's standing up?
I'm standing up.
Is that for good luck for Rudy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, Ed. Sorry, Ed. It's not your time.
There was a king of clubs folded, so Rudy's got a little less outs.
Stop.
All I know is if Rudy wins this hand, the rest of the table are in big
If Rudy wins
trouble.
this hand, this whole commentator's booth is in trouble.
Oh, really?
Because I'm going to pop off.
He covered?
No.
Usually I'd never play favorites when I commentate.
Okay.
Today is the one day I do. King on the flop. Oh.
Bad flop for Rudy.
Backdoor
But he
hearts.
does, yeah, he has got backdoor hearts and two
Backdoor
overcards.
hearts.
Yep.
1 out of 4. There's the ace.
Ace on the turn.
Ace.
Ace on the turn. There it is. He just needs to fade a 9 now. There it is.
Whoa.
There it is. Yep. Rudy wins.
Woo! From from 5 big blinds up to almost 4 million in chips. Rudy,
crazy.
Commerce Poker Pro Team, the last man standing.
Let's go.
Who needs Red Bull when you got hands like that?
Nice hand, Rudy. Nice hand. I rate this guy's game so much. I do actually rate him. Do you know what? It's weird, actually, because I haven't actually seen him play much. And I actually don't know. I haven't actually seen many of his hands, but I just always see him deep in
He
the
just always
tournaments.
has it. He just always has it.
Nah, this guy has just got like the eye of the tiger. My dad would say. He'd say he's got the eye of the tiger, which means that in every situation he knows. He just knows what to do. He's got like a killer instinct, you know, when it comes to being a winner.
I want to go out there and give him like a big hug, but that's too much.
You might have busted. You don't know. It's half an hour
Wow,
behind.
I'm done. I might stop commentating.
You might go out there to hug him. He might not even be there.
I might need to leave this commentary booth.
He might be with Hunksky upstairs getting a 6th place payout. You don't know.
Hunksky went home already.
Huh.
Shout out to our tournament staff. I love those guys. And Sasha and everybody. And we got Jamie and Kevin here from WSOP doing great work. Super fun to hang out with. I love those people.
Down. They can be coming back.
Oh, man, my blood is pumping.
You're buzzing about it, aren't you?
So here we go to the charts and look at it. Ernest, 19 bigs. That's actually really still good. 19 bigs and 11 bigs there. As we look at our payouts, you guys, we are here at the Commerce Casino and Hotel in Los Angeles. If you guys are tuned in, hit the like button, hit the share button. Tell everybody that high-level tournament poker WSOP ring is going on right now as we pan around the Commerce Poker Arena. There's Wayne.
No, this guy, Kevin Cupp, the tournament director.
Yeah, Kevin.
He's a top guy.
Yeah, no, he's sharp. There's Frank the Tank from LA Poker Roundup running around.
Is Kevin Cupp like freelance, or he works for WSOP?
No, he's WSOP.
Wow, yeah, because he was the tournament director. Obviously, this whole tournament. I don't know if he's been the director for all of the tournaments, but certainly for this monster stack.
Jamie and Kevin Cupp were brought in from WSOP.
Is Jamie the lady?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
From
yeah,
the day shift.
Yeah, they both do an amazing job. Because whether there was a dinner break or a lunch break yesterday, they're just so on it, and they barely ever take a break themselves. You know, they put the tournament before everybody else, and yeah, they're selfless in their work.
Slippery.
Look at Rudy, 4 mil. That's how you do it.
Told you he was going to be a
That's
problem once he has some chips.
So
Oh, I heard it
just-
all in.
Yeah, that was from Ernest. That was from the great Ernest. I know that voice. I've heard him say that multiple times over the last 2 days.
Before the graphics can even get there.
What? He's got a limit Jack 7 offsuit under the gun.
Can I get a count?
Nah, come on.
And Patrick said, you know what?
Why has he done that?
Picking his spots.
You hear that? He said to him, you should just call. You shouldn't even fold. So he's gone all in for 400. Yeah, he's gone all in for 11 big blinds with Jack 7 off under the gun.
715.
He's angry after Rudy spiked the ace on
Yeah,
him.
that's a steamer. The steam is real in poker.
Oh, he's called. Okay, so Patrick, my pick, I'll say it again, my pick is called ace deuce off. And the great Ed has got Jack 7 offsuit for 11 blinds.
Both have great equity here. I mean, it's only a 3% difference.
Yeah, it's a flip, isn't it? It's a flip.
Queen, 10-5, 2 diamonds, backdoor diamond draw for Ed.
And
Also
draw.
a straight draw. There is another diamond giving him an open ender and a flush draw.
Okay, so he needs an ace, a 9, a 7, a diamond.
That's like 20 outs. And that is not one of
He's
them,
bricked.
Patrick. It was a sweat all the way to the river, but Patrick, Ed had a good time.
Thank you, everybody. Good game, guys.
Class act.
Yeah,
Love
well, nice
having
man.
Ed down here at the Commerce.
Yeah, nice man. Nice one, Ed. Hopefully see you on the next one, because
Thank you.
I'm actually looking forward to seeing this guy again. I want to wish him good luck with his future tournaments.
Oh, yeah.
And you know what I was about to say. Ed is upstairs in the $400 single day ring event right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why sit in traffic when you could play more poker?
Exactly. Look at that. Patrick is the chip leader.
8 million, over 8 million in tournament chips. Salute to Kevin Taylor posting all the blog updates on the Commerce blog. You guys can go to commercecasino.blog for all our tournament updates and info on these players. As I will be updating the blog with the hands. And Paul will take on over.
Okay. All right, where are we up to? So 5 left. 4 have already left us, sadly. Okay, so Rudy, look, turning it up. Open the button with 10-4 suited. And Patrick, this is actually a good hand for a little 3-bet. There's a 3-bet bluff. In case Rudy calls, he's got a little bit of playability. Nice, I like it. See, my pick, I told you he was a good player. He's 3-bet the A7 suited to 950k, which is 6 bigs. So Rudy's going to be in a tough time now. My man Ernest, who just likes to see the flop. Let's finally let it go. And Rudy's going to fold the button with 10-4. Nice hand by Patrick. I like his choice of hand to use as a 3-bet bluff. And Rudy is only getting out of line once because he's only had chips once this final table and got the max punishment. But yeah, my guy Patrick now, he's got 9 million. And like I said, yeah, he was my pick before the FT started.
If you're watching at home and you had to take a shot every time Paul said that Patrick was his pick, you would
paralytic drunk.
You'd be wasted.
Did I mention that he's the guy that knocked me out? Did I mention that? Oh, right, okay. This Cairo's nodding. Okay, so where are we at? Rudy here with his 23 big blinds, 24 big blinds. Has got Jack 10 off in the cutoff. I expect Rudy to raise because he's an aggressive player. I like it. Gone for the min raise in the cutoff. Patrick folds the button. Ernest folds a small blind. And now Greg in the big with 8-5 off. Should fold. I mean, he hit trips with his Jack 4 off, so maybe he thinks 8-5 offsuit's going to achieve the same thing. And he does. And he flicks in the call. And now we're going to go to the flop. 850k in the middle. I just fancy Rudy just to play well post-flop as well, so yeah. His hand's going to be over with a check and a bet for probably 200k or so. There you go. Rudy takes it with a bet. Right, where are we at? Rudy's raised again, ace-10 suited, under the gun, 5-handed, and it's been folded around to Grace in the big blind. She is going to defend with ace-4 of diamonds, so two pretty good hands here. Okay, so not a bad flop for Rudy. Queen, Jack 8 rainbow. Well, actually interesting to see how he approaches this, whether he goes for a small bet. Okay, he's gone for a sort of medium-sized, kind of like half-pot bet on the flop.
350. In position.
Yep, Grace should fold her hand. There you go, lets it go.
Rudy accumulating more of those chippy chips.
Yeah, this is what I expected. If Rudy got chips, I just expected him to raise the 10-4 suited on the button, raise the Jack 10 off on the cutoff, and now he's found another ace-10 under the gun 5-handed. And Rudy's just going to be the aggressor all the time, and I just trust him to make good decisions post-flop. So, yeah, I expect the final three to be Grace, Rudy, and Patrick.
Next.
Oh wow, you don't say Patrick.
No, Patrick's going to win for sure. But I think he's going to have to beat Rudy heads up. I think that's now my prediction. Okay.
And there's been nothing but solid gameplay from Grace.
Yeah, everyone's playing pretty well, to be honest. Actually, I'm enjoying it.
I mean, and Ernest is not that far away from either of the players. I mean, Patrick does have him largely covered, but these guys all are similar stacks in theory.
Yeah, I mean, the chip leader here has got like, how many bigs? Like 50
Greg
bigs?
with the Cowboys against Patrick's Queen 10 suited. Fireworks may pop off, but what does Greg raise to here? We saw the recreational raise, as you called it earlier. And he like a little bit over 2.5?
Yeah, exactly.
2.75 or whatever it is?
I personally would have gone 5 big blinds here, so I would have gone 750k. He's gone a little bit bigger than I would have liked, because he kind of wants to keep these hands in, you know, like your ace-10s and your queen-10s.
I think just taking the blinds is great. Raise it up 5 more big blinds. That's good.
Yeah. Okay. If Patrick continues here, rather than fold, then I back Rudy to win the tournament. But if he folds, I'm still sticking with Patrick.
Those cards are going in the middle.
Good man,
those
Patrick.
cards are. I knew those cards are going in the middle. I wanted you to switch sides though.
Have you ever seen Patrick before? Because I think he's like quite a competent tournament player, but I've never seen him. You know the guy?
I don't know him personally, but I've seen him before.
Oh, you've seen him play? Okay. Do we have any ones like full names so we can check like their Hendon mobs and see how they've done in the past?
You know what? I got you. Let me go ahead and pull that up.
I'm actually
on
really
my,
interested to see because I can see a competent I can tell a competent poker player, should I say, when I see one, and I'm pretty sure that Patrick plays pretty well. Like, makes good decisions. So yeah, I'll be interested to see. Interested to see his lifetime earnings or what he's been up to recently in the whole tournament scene.
Let me do some computing.
I like this from Ernest, actually.
All results from this series are up on Hendon Mob, as well as I've been submitting them nightly. And shout out to Kevin Mathis over at Hendon Mob for making sure all those are getting appropriately handled quickly.
So yeah, this is something that Ernest was doing when I was playing with him when there were final 2 tables. So when he gets like a raggy ace, he doesn't want to min raise. He doesn't really like playing post flop. So he likes to try and take the blinds down. Hence why he's open to nearly a 4x here with ace-8 offsuit. Problem is when you get somebody with a hand, not necessarily like Rudy's got, but when somebody's got a real hand like sort of ace-jack plus and pocket pairs that want to go all in, you can't really defend against it, and then you kind of lose too many chips. So yeah. His bet size has scared off Rudy here. Maybe Rudy would have gone all in, actually, if Ernest would have raised to a more sort of like modest size.
I don't think Ernest is bothered by the folds.
No, Ernest is happy to get it through here, just to take the blinds. You know, every single time that he raises and everybody folds, he gets to win 400k, and he can increase his stack by, I don't know, like 15, 20%. So that's a good win for him. I like the new table, the new live table, Cairo.
Yeah, with the LED graphics and the larger sizing.
Yeah, Rao looks higher. I think they had some issues with the previous one that had a little bit of a lag in terms of seeing the card, the RFID card reader properly.
There's Mason from the operations team in the background. Yeah, this table was a work in progress. It took like about the time to have a baby, like 9 months to get this table.
Yeah, there's been pregnancies quicker. Yeah.
But salute to Brian and our Bally's team.
Yeah, Grace has gone for the old 3x open. Have the blinds gone up now to 100k, 200k? Is that why? Yeah. So the blinds are now 100k small blind, 200k big blind with a 200k ante. I think that's something for future, which we can tell the production team, Cairo. Actually, we can actually have the blinds on the screen to show small blind, big blind, and big blind ante, because the blinds go up and we're unaware and the public are unaware. So we can have a word with the production team to get that set up.
4 or 5 deuce, 2 diamonds. Grace in a good position to just take this down easily. Both of these players with a gut shot straight draw, though. Nobody with a red card in sight as the 9 peels off. It's not an 8.
I actually like the check back from Grace here. It's not a hand that you want to get check raised with.
And we will be joined by Luke Wynn, Commerce Poker Pro team member, in the booth in about 30 minutes. He will be taking over for me so I could get back on the floor working.
Oh no, Luke Lockwin, is that the guy? Okay, yeah, I think he's friends with Rudy, so he'll be here reigning Rudy for sure.
Yeah. He could take over my spot in the booth and cheer him on.
Yeah, I don't really understand the bet from Grace. It actually works perfectly against the hand that Ernest has got, but I think once the flop goes check and the 9 turn, I think she should just check again and try and get to showdown with ace high. And can obviously still improve on the river. So I don't really understand the bet from her, but nonetheless, it's going to work. Ernest is going to fold, and Grace is going to win an extra 600k or something. I would have loved to have been here. Someone could have been commentating on me, and now I've got to commentate on other people. That's okay. Just motivates me to do it again.
Yes.
And get to the final table, go one further.
Well, you thought I was going to mush you yesterday, and I was back. You called me the Commerce Jeff Platt.
I did call you the Commerce Jeff Platt, yeah.
Which I said in return, yes, I am successful, smart, and handsome. Thank you very kindly, but I don't think that's what you meant.
That's not what I meant. What I meant by that was was that every single time you've ever come up to me and interviewed me during a tournament, within an hour I've been knocked out. So, yeah, Jeff Platt is renowned for speaking to people during the World Series of Poker in the biggest events with millions up top, and the people have busted within an hour. And it got to the point where no one wanted to speak to him. But lucky I'm not superstitious, so I had you come and speak to me. And,
yes, and actually I helped you run good into 11th place.
You actually did. 24 hours later, I was still in. Anyway, Patrick's opened the button with 9-8 suited, and Ernest has gone all in for 2.3 million with ace-jack off. And, yeah, Patrick's going to have to fold. He can't call off an extra 11 big blinds here. And Ernest takes it down.
Why so big? Right, I'm back, and good timing because Greg has got queens on the button. The position where you're supposed to have the widest range of hands possible, and he's got one of the best possible starting hands. If Rudy finds a good hand here, he could be in a lot of trouble. Okay, he hasn't. He's got 9-5 suited, but to be honest, yeah, Rudy might just call, just try and hit something on the flop here. I actually don't necessarily like the big sizing from Greg, because he actually allows Rudy to get away with hands like this. But Rudy's like me, he just wants to play hands and make big bluffs, make big plays. So yeah, he's flicked it in and called, and we're going to go to the flop with 1.3 million in the middle. See, this is the kind of flop that could get Rudy into trouble.
I know this. I was about to say the same thing. I'm like, oh, bro, now we're praying for a 7 and a 7 only.
Yeah, we need, if Greg bets really small on the flop, like 300K, I think Rudy can end up check raising the flop here.
With a 7 of spades on the, oh my God.
See, this is going to be a spot where Rudy could be in trouble. He might check raise the flop here and try and get the guy to fold some ace highs and some king highs. There you go.
And it looks like exactly what you predicted is happening.
Yeah. Yeah, this is basically saying I would do. Okay.
Thinking that Greg's getting sticky from the button.
So now this is a spot now where if Greg just calls,
Rudy will hit a 7 of spades on the turn.
I know nothing.
Or Greg could just fold with the nuts. He could just fold the nuts.
See, Greg needs this one stop with the Hollywood, that's for sure. He needs to stop with the Hollywood and just like wait 10 seconds and just casually put the call in. We need a different camera angle because we've got Patrick's head in the way of Greg's chips right now. Okay, so the pot's 3.3, and Rudy has how much behind? It's hard to see.
No, no. Oh, I'm feeling sick.
You know what? Rudy has got a hand that he could still bluff one more time because he unblocks like a hand like Jack 10, which Greg might bet the flop with and call. Maybe some Ace King, Ace Jack backdoor flush draw. So yeah, Rudy might go one more time, but it's hard to do when he's so shallow.
In my mind, I'm just telepathically screaming, pick a better spot.
Okay, well, if Rudy checks, Greg obviously needs to find the check back and let Rudy, there you go.
Where's the bathroom?
Okay, come on, Greg. There you go. Okay, Rudy's definitely going to bluff the river. Rudy's going to bluff. That's for sure.
And if Rudy could just preserve maybe just a tiny block bet. Nope, thank God he checks.
He's completely given up. Wow. Actually surprised.
Good. He already put 1.5 million plus in this pot.
This is a spot, though, where Greg isn't necessarily going to fold to one check raise with a hand like pocket tens or king jack suited or ace king. So, yeah, I do think Rudy should have found like some kind of bluff on one of these streets.
I believe he put in 1.4 million.
Yeah, I think Rudy should have gone for like a really small bet on the turn and then given up the river, to be honest, because the 6 is a complete blank. It doesn't bring any backdoor flush draws in or any overcards. But yeah, Rudy somehow managed to only lose like 5 big blinds.
1.525.
Yeah, props to Rudy actually that he somehow managed to find a give up. But I do like the check raise on the flop. I think both players played the hand pretty well, to be honest. Blech. Greg would have done well to mess that one up, that's for sure. Blech. What is it with you? Rudy is allowed to win. He's allowed to lose one pot. I love the guy. I think he's a lovely guy, and I'm actually rooting for him. Even though I predicted Patrick would win, I'm still rooting for Rudy. He's one of the locals, and I know him very well. He's another fellow pro like myself. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be rooting for him.
We got Global Danny hopping in the booth for a little bit.
That ain't done, is it?
Hold on, as we have pocket kings for Rudy here. Rudy just calling with the kings. And a bottom and middle pair for both opponents. I'm obviously nervous.
Yeah, thank you. 800.
And Grace puts in 800,000 into 1.4. It's a global takeover in the booth as both of the brothers come in here. Now, back over to Rudy with pocket kings, and he ships it. Very unlikely that Grace makes this call, and it looks like Rudy's going to be able to pick up a sizable pot.
Can I have a pot, please?
And she's asking for a count. Is Grace going to want to gamble, or is she just doing some posturing?
Cairo, what was the action pre here?
Do
you know what happened? Did Grace raise pre-flop on the button?
No, not Greg. I'm totally forget the third person in my head right now.
Okay, there were 3 people in the hand, right?
Hold on, let me rewind.
Yeah.
Too infatuated with his hand right now.
On the river.
Grace did raise to 400,000. Rudy flatted, and Patrick came along with the 3 deuce offsuit, completing for 200,000 more.
No, total.
Right, okay, so she's raised. Rudy's trapped.
Yeah, she c-bet for 800,000 and Rudy jammed. And now we're back to the action where Grace has a decision here.
She can't even fold. She's got too many chips. She's put 800k in and he's gone in for 1.3 more, so she's probably going to have to call with a pair and a backdoor straight draw.
And it looks like I'm going to be joined by Global Danny, and Kenny will be hopping in right after this hand.
What's going on, guys?
The anti-nits are here.
Definitely anti-nit being in here with 6-5 offsuit.
Grace opening up 400,000 pre, getting flat called by Rudy and Greg.
Wow, so Rudy slow played this one, huh?
And now Grace C betting for 800,000. Rudy putting in the jam with the pocket kings. Grace tanking, evaluating her tournament decisions. And it looks like, yeah, that's a fold. And Rudy, you're going to take down a sizable pot here after bluffing the hand previously. Much needed chips coming back to his stack. And I'm guessing Danny busted the 400.
Yes, I did. It's pretty much the same story. Over here at Commerce, I've been getting destroyed.
Unless you wear?
My Runged Puffer.
And where is it?
It's not here today.
Yeah, and that's why you're in the booth
and
being joined by your brother.
Why I'm in the booth right now.
I will be heading back upstairs to check on things. Make sure you guys follow at Commerce Casino on Instagram, Twitter, /X, whatever you would like to call it. Join us in the chat room. We appreciate you. Hit the like button and share and enjoy the global takeover with Danny and Kenny. Heads up, runner up in the mini main.
Grace picking up pocket kings. Wow, kings are flying around. This is pretty sick. And on Patrick, I actually played with Patrick for a while yesterday. I busted out of this tournament. I played with Ernest as well. This is fun because now I get to watch some of these guys who have been, I was battling with last night.
All right, what is going on? This is Global Kenny checking in right now. Happy to be here in the booth with my brother Global Danny. I have as well busted the $400 single day event. So we are in the booth as our little consolation prize.
Hold on, let me pull up the chat, guys, so I can see what you guys are saying.
Oh, yeah, let me do that as well.
We've got, where is this? Grace was with a nice fold. I guess Rudy must have picked up kings 2 times in a row. That is definitely what you want at the final table. Patrick now looking down at pocket 8s. Patrick was a really solid player yesterday, one of the guys that was definitely tougher at my table. Glad to see him making a run at this at the final table here. Raising up to 400,000, probably going to get a fold from Greg, and he does. 10-4 off, just not good enough to defend in the big, even when you're priced in.
All right, this is quite the interesting final table. It looks like the stacks are pretty even at this point. The only clear short stack at this table is Ernest. The rest of the 4 are pretty evenly matched. So it's going to be interesting to see how all of these players kind of react to the different stack sizes and kind of the ICM pressure that they have going on.
All right, what's going on? I just pulled up the chat now, guys, so I'm going to be able to, I think Kenny did as well, so we're going to both be able to see whatever you guys say into the chat. But yeah, like Kenny is completely right. When we have the stack sizes at very similar, then ICM becomes even more important, where people are just kind of waiting around for other people to bust, because obviously when people bust, you make money. So, you know, accumulating chips isn't always as important as waiting for other people to bust. Obviously, there's a time and place for all those things, but yeah. What's going on, Chuck? The mini-main was fun to watch. I'm glad you enjoyed that one. Yep. Obviously, Kenny was literally playing in there, so he can probably tell you a little bit about what that was
quite
like.
Fun experience for sure. So we see here Rudy has raised from under the gun 5-handed, and Grace has defended the big blind. Ace-4 suited, of course, is going to be a standard open from this position for basically any stack size. So it's good to see that Rudy is opening, the correct ranges here, and Grace has defended on a interesting.
Wait, did she just check call with 7-5?
So she check calls with 7 high on the flop. This is quite interesting for sure. As Rudy has c-bet on the ace-9 board. With a flush draw, the 7-5 flow is extremely light, to say the least. And I think what she's trying to attempt here is to apply maximum pressure as a covering stack versus Rudy in this opportunity. And probably going to, at this point, I feel like you're going to more than likely just have to let this one go. Would you say so, Danny?
Yeah, I would definitely say that she's probably thinking that right now. But after calling the flop bet, she might be inclined to continue telling the story that she is. I think maybe she just doesn't believe Rudy, but now with the second double barrel, she does. You often see people sometimes float with absolute garbage kind of like that on the flop just because they don't believe the person who's c-betting. And so she obviously just thought that Rudy didn't have it there and was trying to steal the pot a little bit on later on future streets. But yeah, Rudy obviously with the ace there, never going anywhere, and good for sorry, was Rudy the one?
Rudy was the one that raised under the gun.
Oh, okay.
Grace has defended.
Yeah. Grace, good job for Grace. Obviously figuring out that Rudy was not bluffing at that point. With the double barrel, obviously getting a little more credit.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
And definitely a very light float for sure on the flop out of position there. With 7 high, pretty much no backdoors except for like a very bad backdoor flush draw. But interesting to see for sure. So we see Ernest. Wow.
Oh my God.
This is.
Here we go.
This is gonna get ugly really fast.
Wait, so what's the big blind right now? Is it 200,000 or 250? The raise is to 500,000, so the big blind's probably going to be around 200 to 250,000, and with only about 2.5 million as the effective stack, we can definitely see fireworks
this
off.
money is going to go in.
Yeah, this money's probably
going to go in from Greg here. I'm not sure if he is 3-bet. And Ernest is of course going to shove this one all in here. Very standard stuff going on between these two players.
And just snapped off.
Yep. Of course, Greg is going to be in very bad shape here. Only drawn to pretty much an ace. So,
yeah, let's see if he can get some help.
Yeah, this is a tough spot because, of course, Greg, after this opportunity here, if he doesn't win this pot, he's going to be short stacked. Looks like Greg
he flops the flush draw.
The heart draw.
Okay, and so maybe backdoor chop outs as well.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Very sick.
Oh boy.
If Ernest loses this one.
Oh, it was the red card too. Oh my God. He's probably sweating right now.
This is tough.
Oh.
3 of clubs. Wow.
And Ernest with a fist pump, as he should. Ernest was also at my table the other day, had a gigantic stack, and was pretty much just bullying everybody with his massive stack on the bubble. He's a great player and obviously ecstatic to have held in that huge spot right there. That was a very massive spot. The flush draw. I mean, those are spots where you're in a super deep run in a tournament, and a flop like that comes out when you have pocket queens, and you can't even look. You can't even look at the board. You don't even want to see it because you can't even take it. You know what I mean? That's the feeling you get.
Yeah, the interesting thing about that hand too is like everything that happened in that hand is very standard, but it all of a sudden flip-flops. Now Ernest is going to be a very healthy stack where Greg is automatically put down to the last position. So it's a tough spot for Greg. There's nothing really he can do in that situation with ace-queen besides, get it all in. But yeah.
If you guys are just tuning in, you are listening to Global Danny and Global Kenny, the Global Brothers, right now, commentating this Monster Stack final table. Yeah, if you guys want to check us out, Global Danny Poker on Instagram, Global Kenny Poker, and yeah. All right, some pretty garbage hands. Rudy has been relentless, though. 8-3 offsuit in the small blind. He still calls Patrick with a dominating 8-9 suited, is going to check his option. I really like this from Patrick. A lot of people will start raising these types of hands when check 2 on the big blind or when limp 2. But this is a hand that you just kind of want to see a flop with. And when you raise and you get 3-bet, it really, really sucks. So, checking your option with these nice suited hands that can play well in position post-flop, really, really good.
Especially from a guy like Rudy too, right? Like I've played a little bit with this guy, and he is very, very aggressive. He's a great player, and he's going to be limping some of his stronger hands that he's going to be either limp shoving with or limp 3-betting with. So with a hand like 9-8 suited, you really, really just want to see a flop in this instance, and checking back definitely seems like the best play in this course of action for sure.
Very interesting. So Patrick finds the float, obviously, with the gut shot and the backdoor spade draw. And now Rudy slows down and checks. He does have the club draw now, so actually with 46% equity in this hand, lots of chop outs, obviously. Any card above a 9 would be a chop. But let's see who wants it more. Nice. Patrick putting in the bet on the turn there and gets the fold from Rudy. Like the aggression from Patrick right there. I think that's a really good bet.
Yeah, especially because Patrick is covering Rudy, right? Like, Rudy can't get too out of line in this instance because he really needs to play a little bit tighter versus a guy that covers him. So, of course, like, with the 8 of clubs, I think a bet is also very, very possible in that kind of situation, blocking some of the flushes that Patrick could be having and potentially repping a flush in that situation. But of course, out of position versus a covering stack at the final table, it's going to be hard to pull the trigger on a bluff like that.
Yeah, those spots are, they're underestimated is the way I would like to put it. You'd see spots like that on TV or whatever, but being in person, for that amount of chips, when you're out of position against the chip leader or person, oh wow, hold on. Ernest with pocket kings facing the open from Rudy. So yeah, blinds must be 200,000 because he raised to 400,000. So about a 20 big blind effective stack for Rudy, actually 22 including the open. Ernest obviously going to be going in with 3-bet.
Yeah. This is an interesting spot to potentially go for a slow play as well. Of course, the 3-bet is going to be the most standard play here in this instance. But, facing a button raise where Rudy is going to be opening just a lot of hands, just a lot of garbage hands as well, Ernest can potentially slow play pocket kings and pocket aces, essentially to just ensure the fact that he will get action throughout the course of the hand here. So I wouldn't say it's a bad, I wouldn't say, 3-betting here is bad. I think it's very, very standard, but slow playing is definitely an option in this spot as well.
Let's do another round of where you guys are from. We did this last stream. If you guys are in the chat right now, go ahead and drop where you guys are from, where we at. Where do you guys like to play cards too? What's your favorite casino in your area? Commerce, obviously at the top of the list in LA. If you guys are out in LA, you guys got to make it out to Commerce. Great spot. Jack 9 offsuit for Patrick on the button. He's got a big stack, so most likely going to be raising this one. Looks like he is. We got A. Lee. I think maybe that's Alex Lee from Vegas. Tuning in from Vegas.
Ernest taking a quick call from the small blind here with 10-7 suited. This is kind of interesting as well because, the big blind is going to have a lot of incentive to potentially squeeze in this position here. Shove all in, 3-bet, do all sorts of aggressive action when the small blind has called, being the shortest stack at the table, facing the least amount of ICM pressure. And what's very interesting is, he's going to go for it here. And this is just a very, very aggressive play by Greg. Going for the all-in versus the button raise.
Wow.
And the small blind call. This is aggressive, and for sure. But with the small blind call here from Ernest, this just becomes so much more incentivized for the big blind. So while 10-5 offsuit is a pretty weak hand for sure, this this is just an aggressive play, and he's taking advantage of the situation for sure.
I mean, I love this. It is obviously extremely loose, 10-5 offsuit, but you got to think about the configuration at this point. We got the chip leader on the button. He's going to be opening super wide. I mean, he's going to be opening almost every single hand that he gets dealt. And then Ernest, obviously, with the flat call in the small blind, obviously gives Greg that extra incentive to, squeeze here, that extra money in the middle. Super, super nice. What a sick play by Greg, and Ernest actually tanking, but I don't think he's going to be able to make the call with the 10-7. It is very loose. It's not a lot more chips to call, but yeah, he's going to let it go.
Expect this one to get through
Sick
almost
one,
every
Greg.
single time with the cards that they have, right? And obviously Greg showing massive aggression, no fear in this type of situation. Of course, it would be nice to have a better hand than 10-5 offsuit in this spot. But, he's going with what he has and the opportunities that have arisen for him. So love this spot.
Love
this. And, he's applying maximum pressure to what he thinks are two very, very weak ranges in the middle of the pot.
All right, so we're from Vegas, Queens of Poker, LA Commerce, Time Traveler Poker, Minnesota running aces. Minnesota, huh? I've never been out there. Kingston Hanks at Commerce Casino right now. Let's go. I hope you're running good in a tournament if you are. We got John Dog Smoke is from Riverside. Riverside's actually pretty close to LA as well. John Berryman, Galveston to Windstar. Not actually sure what that means. Chuck Hyde from Phoenix, AZ Talking Stick. I have heard a lot of stuff about Talking Stick, so, maybe one day.
1.5.
How many big blinds do they have, or what are the blinds? Asked Queens of Poker. The blinds should be 200,000 with the 200,000 ante. I think that's what it is right now. People are raising to 400K. And so, yeah, all these stacks. Wow. Okay. Right back into the action. Greg with a 3-bet against Rudy's under the gun open. King 7 suited out of the small blind. And wow, Greg is just. I love the way Greg's playing right now. Obviously, when you take these aggressive actions, you're at risk of running into a monster. But as the shortest stack at the table, you have to take some aggressive actions and take advantage of some players that are going to have to fold a little tighter and conserve their stacks due to ICM pressure. And obviously, Greg is just accumulating tons of chips. Like, this is not a little, like small amounts of chips. When you're taking down all these opens and dead money in the blinds and the antes, he's just, he's racking up chips right now.
Yeah, Greg is just showing exactly why aggression is the most profitable way to play at the final table, right? And whenever you watch a final table, it's always good to see guys applying the maximum aggression. Of course, it makes it fun as a viewer, and even secondly, right, it is just going to lead to a lot of profitable situations for you because people are going to be very passive at the final table where the pay jumps are super, super meaningful. When there's thousands and thousands, tens and hundreds of thousands on the line, people just aren't going to be calling 3-bets just as wide. As we take a look at the chip count here, we've got obviously a pretty even distribution of chips, to be honest. The shortest stack being Rudy with with over 16 big blinds, which is pretty massive. These are the payouts here. So 8,000 for 5th place, and then all the way up to 36K for first. So going to be exciting to watch, these players battle it out for first place here.
Yeah, these are where pay jumps start getting really big, really, really, really big in the top 5 places. And so every single ladder is massive, and every player at this final table is completely aware of it, right? And so you have to be very smart in these situations about what spots you're taking to make sure that you get as many pay jumps as possible. And that's what we're talking about when we talk about ICM. We've seen a lot of blind versus blind pots. Rudy now here in the small blind with the King 7 off. Not a bad candidate to go for a raise, blocking some of your opponent's value with the King and the 7. Let's see if Rudy does go for it. It looks like he's reaching for raising chips, and he does.
And yeah, I love this. King 7 offsuit is going to be one of the best hands to kind of raise from the small blind here in this situation because those middling high card, middle cards, right? Like King 7, King 8, King 9 are just going to be extremely solid raises because you're going to dominate a lot of the hands that they call because Patrick is going to have to continue hands like King 3, King 4, King 5 And a hand like King 7 is obviously dominating a hand like King 3. So I love this raise by Rudy. He's obviously playing very, very well at this point. I've seen almost no mistakes. And of course, when he flops the nut flush draw, just going for a c-bet here, and he's going to take this one down.
Queens of Poker asking for the chip count again. We actually don't have the graphics to pull it back up. It just comes up when it does. So, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that Greg has actually taken, now he's second to last in chips with 20 bigs. And I think there's one more stack that's actually only at 16 bigs now. And the rest of them are probably sitting around 30 plus. So those are the two main people to look at right now. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's Rudy and I think it's Rudy and Greg that are our two shortest stacks. But obviously Greg now with about 20 big blinds. And I guess Rudy also winning that pot right there, getting him up to around that 20 big blind mark as well. So we're actually at, oh wow, ace king offsuit for Ernest in the big blind with Patrick limping in the king 6 off. Ernest obviously going to be going for value here, raising up, and wow, Patrick just lets it go really quickly. Raised to 900,000. Okay, yeah, Ernest getting a little greedy there, but I know there are spots in theory where you are supposed to be raising some really, really massive sizes from the big blind when limp to in the small blind, and so I think that is actually a play in theory. Correct me if I'm wrong, Kenny?
Yeah, and I mean, I think it's good that the fold from Patrick there with the king 6, because like he's not trying to get involved in a big pot with another big stack, right? And of course Ernest is going to be pushing that advantage if he can, if he's, you know, trying to push that advantage as the chip, or, you know, with a big stack as well, and knowing that, you know, Patrick doesn't want to get involved with another big stack. But that's just Patrick's awareness here in this situation that, you know, there are other short stacks at the table, and he doesn't want to get involved, you know, in a very big pot with Ernest, who also has a very big stack as well. So I think this is a good fold, you know, with the king 6 there. But obviously moving on to the next hand.
Oh boy, Greg might go for something here. We've seen Greg do it before with 10-5 off. This time Ernest with a real hand. But wow, Greg just, I mean, seems like he just knows what people have. It's ridiculous how well he's playing right now. Just puts in the call with the ace-8 in a spot where he easily could have tried to go for another squeeze jam when Ernest would probably be calling off with the ace-jack suited after he just flatted from the small blind. And Patrick going to get the best of this flop, even being dominated pre-flop. Yeah, Patrick opening up the Jack-10, and he's going to go for the c-bet when check 2 on the button. You know, I like Ernest's flop, but I also think, you know, Ernest can definitely be playing some 3-bets, right? With a hand as strong as ace-jack suited against the button open when you know Patrick's opening pretty wide, I think ace-jack suited is just doing so well. And wow, what an action turn card.
This is going to get ugly most likely, because I don't think Ernest, you know, is going to be able to fold to a single bet here. Wow, and this is just going to get ugly.
I mean, this is probably going to be a bet fold,
yeah,
right?
Bet fold. Yeah.
So obviously Ernest turning top, but the spade draw did complete. Patrick checked back on the turn, repping 10x. And so, you know, when the 10 comes in on the river, Patrick filling up, I do think, I mean, obviously Patrick's raising here. He has a full house, the second nuts here. And so, you know, he's obviously raising, but it's just, I think this is definitely a bet fold spot for Ernest, where he's just going to go for value. And if the guy has a 10, you can expect him to raise. And if they have anything worse, most of the time they're just going to call. And so bet folding is super, super powerful in poker because a lot of people are incapable of raising over bets as a bluff. And let's see what size Patrick chooses. 3 million chips. 3 million chips. Ernest now in an absolute blender of a situation, wondering how he ended up here.
Yeah, this is a tough spot for Ernest. I think, you know, in general, you're probably going to want to give credit to Patrick in this kind of spot, because when he calls here, he's going to be the shortest stack at the table, right? But if there's some sort of leveling more going on where Patrick could potentially be doing this, you know, as a bluff with because he's covering Ernest, you know, when the ICM pressure is so high, it's going to lean Ernest into thinking that this might be a bluff from Patrick. But I do feel like in any normal situation, once you've bet the river and you've been raised, this is just going to be a spot where people are going to have it more often than they don't. So I would really love to see a fold here from Ernest, but this is, of course, a tough spot given the dynamics at the table, given that Patrick covers him, and given the fact that Patrick has been relatively aggressive this entire final table.
Yeah, it's the kind of stuff that you don't see, like we talk about on TV, and it's just the stuff that these players are thinking in game, right? Ernest is thinking, is this guy just bullying me, right? Is he's got a bigger stack than me? He's in position. Is he just trying to push me off the spot, right? But Ernest does find the fold.
Very, very nice fold.
Very nice
by
fold from Ernest.
there. I like that a lot. Of course, you know, there's of course merit to calling there, but I feel like him finding the fold there was really, really nice for him, because even after him folding there, as you guys can see in the top left, you know, he is still sitting third in chips, right? If he calls and he is wrong in that spot, he's automatically moved down to last place, and he's most likely going to go out in fifth place, you know, with less than 10 big blinds.
Here's
there.
the updated chip count for Queens of Poker. You're asking. Patrick, 9 million, way ahead of the rest. Greg, last place now with 3.3 million, 17 bigs, and 2 tied at 20 big blinds, and obviously playing for that grand total of 36,000 for first place. Big payday for a $400 buy-in tournament. I mean, that's a hell of a lot of money for a $400 buy-in tournament.
Cool question we got here, guys. Cairo indicated this streaming table was a new addition. What was it like playing on it for the mini main? I was playing on it. This is Global Kenny. Of course, you know, Danny was commentating, so it was actually a really fun experience. Wow. Okay. Yeah, it was this is a replay, right?
This is a replay. This is a replay.
Yeah. So not going to go into these hands because they are replays, but it was, of course, a very fun experience because Danny was actually commentating the FT, which is something that you don't really expect. You know, I went into this stream table, you know, of course, a little bit nervous, lots of adrenaline, but, you know, to see Danny commentating, I'm sure that kind of eased the nerves a little bit, because having somebody, you know, critique your game or, you know, watch the game that hasn't ever seen you play before is a little bit more interesting than having somebody that's played with you your entire life and knows exactly kind of what you're thinking in every single spot.
Yeah, it was actually kind of funny. When Kenny was playing on the final table, there was a few spots where I was in the booth with our other guy, and we were talking about like what we think that Kenny's gonna do, and I'm like, oh, Kenny's gonna go for the shove here, right? Like he's gonna, and it's because I know exactly how Kenny plays, right? And it was pretty obvious whenever I thought that he was gonna go ahead and do something like that. But yeah, it was fun watching him. Obviously, sick run, and yeah.
Yeah, we're both very excited to, you know, continue to battle throughout the rest of the series. We'll be here all weekend, you know, playing all the events. The main event, you know, the $1,100 buy-in on Sunday. So if you guys, you know, are in the LA area or the surrounding areas and you guys are itching to play some tournament poker, well, the Commerce Casino is going to be the place to be.
All right, guys, it was fun getting on here, talking to you guys, and commentating a little bit for this final table. It is Global Danny and Global Kenny, Global Brothers, and we are out.
Signing out here, Global Kenny. Shout out Anti-Knit Academy. Shout out Anti-Knit Campaign. Give us a follow if you guys are watching.
on down until November 26th for the World Series Circuit event at the Commerce Casino. First place, 36,484 today. And I'm joined with Paul Heiser, who finished 11th, and I'm just torturing him.
I'm back in. I'm happy to commentate. You know what? I love the game, and
he loves it.
I do love the game, and you know what? You have to go through the pain. You have to suffer the pain to get the good times as well. So yeah, it wasn't for me today. I came 11th out of, I don't know, hundreds of people. But yeah, hopefully next time we can go one better. And that doesn't mean come 10th. That means make the final table and hopefully go and win the tournament next time. But yeah, proud of how I played and stay true to myself. And yeah, I'm excited about watching the other 5 that are left. They're all good players, and they're all going for the win actually. So yeah, it's quite exciting to watch. We're on a little break now for 8 minutes, and I'm joined by Luke Wynn, Lockbox Poker. How you doing, Luke?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good,
good
man.
to be here.
Good. Yeah, you too, man. Yeah, you've had a couple of days off from the WSOP scene, but you'll be back for the main event.
Yeah, I'll be here 11 a.m. tomorrow. For
sweet, yeah.
Main. Well,
Yeah.
how about you?
Yeah, I'm planning on playing tomorrow as well. Hopefully we're not on the same table. Yeah, I don't mind being on the same table as you if it's the final one, but yeah, I don't plan on being on the same table as you to begin with. But yeah, how you been?
I'll take that as a compliment.
Yeah,
Thank
definitely.
you.
It's definitely a compliment. Yeah, I know you're a very competent player.
Yep.
And you and I, we both got a interest in Rudy, one of our friends.
Oh yeah, he doubled up with Ace King and hit for his third time. And
Yeah, he
I
actually
got out of bed and I was
yeah.
like, okay, let me go support this guy. He's been a longtime friend, and you know, I just had to support him. I'm definitely rooting for him. And if we're betting on anything, I'd be happy to wager.
You know what? I actually
I'll take him over all 3 of them. That he's going to take it down.
Okay.
That's how confident I am.
Well, I actually busted to the guy who's. Is he currently the chip leader? Yes, the gentleman Patrick. So I did actually take Patrick when he was in like 4th out of 9. Okay. So I actually had Patrick 4 out of 9. We can have a little wager. I mean, it's up to you. We can have a little wager. Only small for anyone. I don't know if we're allowed to do this
just
on
a
camera.
friendly one. Let's when they start up, let's look at their chip stacks. I haven't seen the guys who are playing.
Actually, no, we need to stop because I actually saw I saw something live when I walked past, so I can't even say too much. I can't say too much. So
no worries.
Yeah, we can't make any wagers because it would be unfair to you.
Just don't pick that guy.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
Well, let's do this. What are the big blinds here? What do we have?
I think we're going back to 150k small blind, 300k big blind, 300k ante.
Okay, so we got Rudy with 13 big blinds, Grace with 19. What is that?
Yeah, she's
19.
got like 19. Yeah, Greg with 11, Ernest 13, and Patrick with 30.
Oh,
yeah.
Pretty short. Everyone's pretty short.
It is pretty short. Yeah, it takes me back to my my Colossus days when I had a good run in that.
Tell us about that.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't heard that story, so.
Have you not? Well, yeah, I basically was at the WSOP in 2022. I had a schedule to play of, say, 30, 40 tournaments, and I think the smaller buy-in would have been the $600 buy-in. I actually had a day off, like planned, scheduled day off when the Colossus was on, and I went to go and see a friend of mine who was at the Paris ballroom, and I just remember going in, asking one of my friends what the line was, you know, and they said it was the line for day 1B of the Colossus, and yeah, somehow I've managed to sort of like jump the line, and I ended up sort of like being like 10 people from the front of the line, and I just registered the tournament, and there I was sort of like 4 days later. I ended up making the final table and subsequently winning the tournament.
Wow. What year was that?
That was 2022, 2 years ago, yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I managed to burn my way through 13,500 people. So yeah, it looks like $400 buy-in tournaments with big fields are my speciality, because I nearly did it again today, but it wasn't meant to be. And the gentleman who knocked me out, Patrick, he's actually the chip leader at the moment. So I was kind of sweating for him to win, just so I can tell everyone that the guy who won the tournament knocked me out. But like I said, you and I both know Rudy pretty well, so yeah, we want him to win first of all.
Absolutely, that's a great story. How did you feel? Because are you a cash player or a tournament player? What's your background?
I like to think of myself as both. Like throughout the years of me playing poker as a professional, I would say like I wouldn't say that I put like equal time into both, because with tournaments you have to do like a fair amount of traveling, whereas cash games you can maybe like play under one roof. So I think if you just take a regular calendar year, I tend to play sort of like 8 months of the year cash games and 4 months tournaments. So that would be maybe a couple trips to Vegas, one trip to Barcelona, and yeah, maybe some other stuff around Europe or the UK. So yeah, I kind of try and split it up. I don't actually have like a preference. It's weird because when I'm playing a cash game and you know that the earning potential is limited, I kind of say to myself, oh, I wish I was in a tournament right now. But then sometimes when I'm in a tournament and you sometimes have got like 20 or 30 big blinds and you feel a little bit handcuffed in some spots and maybe you can't get out of line when you'd like to and put these like big bluffs in for X amount of dollars, I kind of wish I was back in the cash street. So I don't really have a preference. I just enjoy the game and I enjoy the different strategies that come with both cash and tournaments.
That's a good mentality. I really like your positive attitude in all of that, because most poker players are misregs, and
no, I'm definitely not one of those, that's for sure.
When someone wins a tournament, they have the tournament bug, and it's interesting, and you know, it's good that you still like to play cash as well.
Yeah, tell us about yourself, Luke, because I haven't actually known you for that long a time. I actually only knew of you once you made the commerce sort of pro team. So I know you've done well in that. Was it earlier this year? Is that when you made the team?
Yeah, we
WSOP,
played 100 hours, and then I think there was about 500 people that played a Sati, and the last 20 got $30,000 packages, and I was blessed and fortunate enough to win it.
That's amazing. So you were already going to go to the WSOP anyway, wasn't you?
Yeah, I think this is my 6th or 7th main event. Actually 6th because of COVID, I believe. And it was great. It was a great experience. Really, Commerce just wanted me to represent the casino and wear the merch. And they bought me in for $10K, which is great value. And I cashed for $17,500, and I got to keep the whole thing.
Oh, fantastic! Did you with 17,500? Did you bust on like day 5 or something like that?
I think it was day 5. Let's see, maybe day 4. No, I think it was day 4. It used to be at the end of day 3 was when the main event bags. And it was a long grind, you know, till 2 a.m. hand for hand. But I think they're doing it where it's at the beginning of day 4.
Okay, well that's probably because there's more players, right? It's not because of the structure's changed at all, right? It's because there's more people in, so you don't get in the money until early part of day 4 now. Is that right?
Possibly. I'm not quite sure. I don't want to say the wrong thing.
Honestly, I actually don't know, because I've played the main event 3 times in my life now, and I bust on day 2 pretty much every time. So
I think it's ever since they switched from the Rio to the Horseshoe, it's been going to day 4 for the men. So
you know what? It's really weird. I've been back and forth to Vegas for the last like 7 years, and I just get such a buzz every single time I go there. You know, like when, you know that sort of like I don't know if you drive or fly, but every single time I go, I actually like to drive in. Sometimes I do it during the day, sometimes at night time, and I don't know, just that feeling you get when you see like the backdrop of the Vegas Strip. Like you know, I stick Kenny Rogers on the radio, you know, on the Spotify, the Gambler, and start singing my way into Vegas, and kind of everyone has the same feeling, right? That they're going to go and do something this year. You know, it's going to be their time, and it's quite exciting.
This is it. Yeah, I know the feeling. You're not from around here, right? You're from UK?
I'm from London. Yeah.
So when you're driving from LA, did you get tricked the first time when you saw Prim and you saw all those casinos on the border of Nevada?
Oh right, yeah, I know which ones you mean. Yeah, those little, was it like Westlake? Is it called or something?
I think it's Prim with.
Okay.
I don't know. There's all these casinos right on the border, and you think it's the Strip, but it's not. A lot of out-of-towners get faked out.
Yeah, well, listen, I was a young guy like everybody else, sitting at home in London watching it on ESPN. So if I would have seen Prim, I don't think they would have got me. I am quite a gullible guy, but I don't think they would have got me. I don't think you can compare the Prim to the Rio or the Bellagio or Paris and Horseshoe.
No, not even close.
Not even close, no. But
yeah. So I'm originally from Texas. I used to live in New York. I played Atlantic City out there, East Coast, and I've settled in Southern California and Orange County for the past 10 years.
Nice. Okay.
So I've become a LA reg / Vegas, so I grind those.
Nice. And you've been only playing tournaments for the last sort of 7 years or 10 years?
Cash, but I prefer tournaments.
Yeah.
They're more exciting to me.
Okay. So for people who are listening and don't necessarily know, I mean, how often do you like study for tournaments, and what do you do? What do you do to improve? You know?
I study and listen to strategy videos almost every day. I have multiple coaches. I would say that I played full-time for a while, but I just had a baby, so I have a 2-year-old son at home.
Congratulations.
And thank you. It's a blessing. And actually, I have other avenues of income. It's really tough to be a full-time player. So
yeah, especially a tournament player, because you never necessarily know when your next big payday is going to come, right? So it can be quite frustrating. I think everyone maybe can find themselves playing well when they're on a good run, but I think it's testament to most players when they're on a downswing, how they can sort of like handle the swings of tournament life, because you're not necessarily going to get paid all the time, right?
Yep, exactly. And I will tell you, it doesn't sound like you have kids, but
no, I don't know.
Enjoy it while it lasts, because I was going to every tournament in Vegas and LA every weekend until I had the baby. And now their baby run good's really good too. It really is a real thing.
Baby run good.
I final tabled at another casino for about 93,000. Right when my wife was 9 months pregnant. So
wow, okay, fantastic.
Okay, what do we got here? We got Patrick with aces, Grace with queen 10 suited.
Yeah, she's defended out of the big blind, and yeah, I think they're about 25 big blinds effective now. And Patrick has flopped top set on ace 10-9 rainbow, and Grace has got middle pair here with queen 10.
Yeah, I've seen Grace do some interesting things. She's floated out of position with not very much turn equity, and with probably intention to bluff on turns and rivers.
It's interesting. So Patrick's put 400K here into like 1.2 million, I would say, and Grace has decided to check raise to 1.2 million with a middle pair. And Patrick's got the stone cold nuts here, and he must be loving life.
Look at his face. What should I do now?
Okay, Patrick makes the call. 4 million in the pot.
Grace turns open-ended.
Wow. And Grace just ships it with queen 10. With third pair and a straight draw, Patrick obviously snaps with top set. And just like that, Grace is at risk and in danger of going out in fourth place here. Fifth place, should I say, sorry. Okay, so Patrick just needs to fade the king or 8 for like a 15 million chip stack. And the river comes 9. And Grace is out. GG Grace.
GG Grace. Good run for her.
Have we got the payouts? I'm not too sure how much you got for fifth place. It might be like 7,000, 8,000. We haven't got the payouts to hand.
No, I don't know. What is it, 36 or 32 for first?
36,000 is first prize, yeah. Yeah, I know 22 is second.
Okay.
Wow, that's a huge pot. Patrick's just like a huge chip leader now with 14 million chips.
Yeah, he's in a great position right now.
Grace rips off her mask and she's off.
So Patrick with now 14.1 million. That's about, what is that, 47 big blinds, commanding chip lead. Ernest with about, what is it, 13? Everyone else with about 13 big blinds.
This Patrick's accumulated a huge chip lead here. To have that many big blinds in such a shallow tournament, he's actually gone on quite some heater, actually.
Okay, now we can't bet and you can't pick him.
Exactly. Exactly, that would be unfair. That would be unfair.
Yeah, typically with ICM considerations, if there's short stacks, sub 10, sub 15, the middling stacks are handcuffed and just have to sit out, and the larger stack can just apply pressure to the whole table. However, it's interesting that the other 3 stacks are around 15 big blinds or less. I still have my money on Rudy.
Okay, look,
he's my boy.
Look, I can't pick Patrick, and obviously you and I would obviously say that Rudy would come second to Patrick, right? So maybe I can take the other 2 guys. You can have Rudy for second.
Okay.
For second, yeah, I'm playing for second.
We'll do first or second, whoever comes higher.
Oh, what are these guys?
Out of those 3, yeah.
Okay, out of these 3, yeah, okay.
So if one of them comes first, they win. If they come second, whoever's highest out of those 3.
Okay, let's do it.
So let's do some drinks.
Okay, let's do some drinks. Let's do it.
What are you, a whiskey or a beer guy?
No, I like vodka or like. Actually, I don't mind a Jack Daniels and Coke. Actually, I haven't had one for years, but yeah, vodka tonic, vodka soda, vodka Sprite, any of those that'll do.
Oh, I got to introduce you to some Japanese whiskey, my friend.
Oh yeah,
it's amazing.
Oh, what's the alcohol volume on it?
I don't pay attention.
You're gonna get me absolutely plastered, aren't you? Making me paralytic drunk. Plastered. Do you guys use that word in the US? Plastered for somebody who's drunk.
I've heard plastered, wasted,
yeah.
throwed.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You British guys always say pissed.
Yeah.
As it means drunk.
Yeah. If someone's pissed, they're drunk. Yeah.
Typically in America, when someone's pissed, they're upset or angry.
Yeah, that works in the UK as well. Yeah, that's UK. We can kind of use the same word for 2 different meanings. Yeah. That's why you guys just never got on with our lingo, because you're just never sure what we mean.
It's not proper.
It's not proper English, man.
So interesting.
Okay. So
10-5 off.
Yeah, Patrick's head up with Ernest. Yeah, do you know what? I actually would play a little bit of small ball here with Ernest, because Ernest is the kind of guy who likes to see flops. And he's actually very sticky. He's a lot more stickier than Greg, I would say. So I don't know if I would use 10-5 off to get out of line versus Ernest, to be honest. I might just try and keep it small ball and try and play a little bit of snap with this guy, because, like I said, he's kind of tricky. He'll float you quite a lot, and yeah, I don't know if 10-5 is going to be the one, because I had 4-2 suited. I think that Ernest is going to want to see the flop, and then you just get into lots of tricky situations post flop. So it's one of them. If Ernest hits a pair now, he's just going to hold on for dear life. And I think it's going to be a bit tricky for Patrick, but he's got the chips to do it with.
Yep, he has the chips.
Wow. He's got a fun flop, isn't it?
There's an action flop.
Okay.
Let's see what happens.
Would you take the same line, Luke, with sort of 10-5, and would you go ahead and just try and bet the flop and deny some equity for some Jack 10, Jack 9, King 9, this kind of stuff?
What do you bet? 7 into...
Yeah, 7 into 1.4 or something like that. Or 1.6, sorry. So just under half pot.
I'd like a 1/4 bet pot on this.
There you go. And Ernest has basically got the effective nuts.
Yeah.
This is twice on this final table. Ernest has actually made the made the effective nuts. He actually had Jack 10 suited on Ace King Queen earlier. So yeah, he's good at hitting straights, this guy.
Patrick's more than likely going to check call. This is a significant pot that's going to change the landscape. Oh, he's not going to call that jam though.
Well, Patrick hasn't snap folded yet.
I'm not a fan of this jam if I'm Ernest.
Yeah, it's not a good jam because Patrick's going to have a lot of hands that are just basically drawing dead to his holding. So yeah, he could either check and trap, or he could just bet like a small size and try and get some ace highs to continue, or some mid pocket pairs to continue.
Thanks. 2.1.
SPR is about 1. I wouldn't mind a 1/3 pot, then jam river with the nuts.
Yeah, and Patrick's c-bet on the flop, I think it was a little bit too big, don't you think? Like for what he's trying to achieve?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I'm a fan of a quarter pot right here, especially with the ICM implications and starting the hand with 13 big blinds effective. Oh, and he calls. Patrick calls.
Wow. Patrick was my pick.
That's your pick. That's your boy.
He's let me down here because he has such a commanding chip lead. And this is literally what I was talking about like before.
Oh, Patrick is your pick.
Yeah, he was my pick earlier.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. But you have for our bet.
No. He's our pick. He's our pick. But when I was commentating in the booth with Cairo earlier, when all the chip stacks were pretty even, I actually backed Patrick to go and win the tournament. But yeah, with you and I, it's just
Ernest and Greg.
Ernest and Greg. Yeah, exactly. Don't worry, I'm not changing now.
Don't back trade on me.
No, I'm not. I've made my bed and I'm going to lie in it.
Okay, so Ernest goes to 30 big blinds. Patrick has 30. Greg has 16.
The great Ernest, Mr. Sticky.
He has 11. Rudy's the short stack. Funny story about how I met Rudy, how we became friends.
Yeah, I was going to ask you. Tell me.
It was actually here at Commerce. We final tabled, I think, the LAPC. I remember it was 30K up top, 20K for second, and we got heads up, and I had a 3-1 chip lead. I flopped top pair, and he flopped the set, and then he won the tournament, took the ship, and then we've been friends ever since. He bought drinks that night, and
Nice. Are you of similar age to Rudy?
He's a little bit younger, but interesting enough, we have the same birthday.
Fantastic. That's great. Okay.
Yeah. But we've shared, hotels in Vegas and, all of that. He's crashed at my house. We're pretty good friends.
Yeah. Do you find that from a poker sense, do you guys tend to think about the game the same, or over the period of many years since you've known each other, do you now tend to think the same after speaking about so many hands together?
Yeah, we study and talk hands. I tend to keep an open mind, whether I agree with someone or not in poker, because you can always benefit from hearing other people's views.
Because I think what you find is in poker, what a lot of people do is tend to ask questions and basically only keep asking different people until they hear what they want to hear, And I think it's important when you have close friends to just be like a very honest critic and give your honest opinion rather than telling your friends what they want to hear, just to validate their decision in the moment. So, yeah, I think that's probably why you and Rudy have been friends for so long, because you're honest with each other and, you can critique each other without there being any animosity with one another. So
for sure.
That's important.
We just want the best.
Yeah, for sure, yeah. You're on the same journey, right? You're on the same road?
Not necessarily. He's single. I have a kid.
Well, I mean, from a poker perspective, you're both trying to achieve success in the tournament scene of poker. So, yeah.
But,
how's Rudy? Has Rudy got a girlfriend? Is he looking to have some kids anytime soon?
I'll say no comment on that, but I'll tell you that he's a really good poker player, and he's even a better person.
Okay, great.
Outside the felt.
Yeah. He's a man of class. I spotted him in Delilah's once in Vegas, having a nice fancy drink at the bar. So, yeah.
Okay, what do we got here? We got King 7. Greg has top pair. Rudy's got to just let this one go.
325.
325,000.
It's a mouthful. It's a mouthful. We get it. You know what? Next time, just say something like that. We'll figure it out.
No, I think I just tell him to the mic.
I know. I'm joking with her. I know she has to say it.
Yeah.
Luke, I just wanted to ask you how it felt when you caught Wayne bluffing on a 4-flush board on stream. How did that feel?
Oh, he loves to talk about that hand. I induced his ass and I got him.
You induced his ass and you got him?
I led turn, I believe, on a 4-flush, and I knew he didn't have it, and he's the type that would do that.
Yeah.
But the announcers over there tore me to pieces, and, everyone has their own view. No, but I respect Wayne. We've been friends for over 10 years since I moved to L.A., and he's a great guy.
Nice, good. Well, sounds like an exciting hand. I wish I would have actually seen the whole breakdown of the hand.
Yeah, you can actually watch it on YouTube.
Oh, yeah?
However, the announcers just talking mad trash about me.
Oh, really?
Saying, he plays so bad. He called with a 4-card flush and he had aces and whatever. It was a 5-5 cash game, so I wasn't.
The dollar amount wasn't too much, but in the moment, we get each other, we get in our own heads.
Oh, here we go. Rudy all in with the King 3 off. And he gets a better hand to fold. There you go. Let's go, Rudy.
Okay. Rudy. Is that beer? What's he drinking?
He is drinking. That's not apple juice.
Has he got a little bit of fizz at the top, or is it flat?
It's probably a beer. Yeah, I was very happy when I won the package to be on the Commerce Poker Pro team, and for Rudy to be on it with me, because we've been friends since before the team, and it's been a great journey.
Yeah, that was amazing actually. I spotted both of you guys. In like the final 20 of the Commerce Pro team thing, and obviously I knew Rudy, but I didn't know yourself. But everyone's obviously told me that you're a great guy and a great poker player. So yeah, I'm sure you deserved it, and yeah, happy you done well in Vegas. How was your overall trip during the summer? How did that go?
Thank you. I didn't grind a full summer this year. Typically I do, but again, I'm a father to a 2-year-old, so I played the main and a few other events, but not how it used to be. I used to rent a house with other poker players and spend 2 months out there.
Yeah, I mean, so this is like the first year where you didn't do the full schedule because you had a 2-year-old, or it's been a couple of years like this now, right?
This is the second year I haven't done it.
Okay.
But
well, let me ask you, how did it feel to have like less of a schedule now that you've got the baby? Did you find that when you did play a tournament, did you feel a little bit more fresh and a little bit more relaxed? Because
absolutely,
I was okay. Great, yeah.
You know, the mindset. Okay, we have some action here. Ernest with a nut flush draw.
Yeah, Patrick's raised pre in the small blind, big blind. Ernest is defended, right, with ace-8 suited. Is that correct?
So Patrick has the lead. Anticipate a C-bet. King of Hearts would be fun.
Yeah, okay. I don't know if I love the bet on the flop.
These sizes are...
Yeah, not even so much the size. I just feel like with King-8 suited, it's like you're kind of not going to get that many better hands to fold. I don't know if it feels like intuitively like you maybe should have given up the flop. If you're going to bet the flop and then check the turn, then maybe it might have been better just to start with a check and maybe like delay bluff or like a further street.
Yeah, you should be playing a little bit more cautious with the other larger stack when you're in pots with the other big stack when the other guys have sub 15 bigs.
So again, Ernest, like obviously Ernest has just had like a couple of like playable hands with like 4 deuce suited, ace-8 suited, but this guy likes to play hands, and I just think that the more you take this like strategy of just trying to raise like 3x in out of position versus him, and he just gets the call 2 big blinds in position, I think you're just going to find it pretty difficult. And this is the first time where Patrick's kind of had to play a couple of hands out of position, and I don't know, I feel like he just struggled a little bit to get the sort of sizings right or the line right. And I think he should probably like adapt now to.
Yeah, especially with the player tendencies that you said that Ernest has. I haven't played Ernest much, but you're saying he likes to float a lot.
Yeah.
Now that he has chips, what does he have? Over 30 big blinds. I'd be a little bit more cautious with my C-bets as well.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, going back to WSOP, I felt amazing. I was fresh. I wasn't tired or misreggy. I was excited to sit at the table.
Yeah, you didn't feel burnt out.
I loved it actually.
Yeah. Yeah. How about when it comes to feeling like just getting volume in? Because obviously with the World Series, you know, the more you play, the more you feel like you've got a chance to have like a deep run. Do you feel like you just want to like play as much volume as possible, or are you happy to kind of like cut your schedule in half?
Not necessarily. I would say that sleep is probably the most important thing.
Yeah.
Sleep and diet.
Well, the days are very, very long. Like I feel like you start at like 10 a.m. and you bag at like midnight or 1 a.m. So they really do put us through the grind, don't they? Like 13 hours of play, 15 hours of play some days.
Right.
So
when you bust, you might hop into another one.
Yes, yeah, exactly. So sleep is actually very, very important, because eventually, if you just cut like a couple of hours off your sleep schedule, day by day by day, by week 2, by week 3, you're just going to be so run down and under the weather. I know that happens to me pretty much every single year. So, yeah, I always tell myself that I'm going to cherry pick my tournaments each year. But then in the moment, I'm like so excited to just like get in and play as much as I can that sometimes I do myself a little bit more harm than good by playing too much. But
Absolutely,
it's hard. Do you know what it is? It's like it's that like 2 months of every year, and I don't want to leave the WSOP. I don't want it to end and feel like I've got any regrets. Like, should I have played? Should I have done more? Should I have rebought? Should I have played an extra tournament that day? You know, rather than go home and get some rest. So it's kind of hard to get the balance right, and no one really has the magic formula. Yeah, true, right? It's hard to get.
I completely agree. I completely agree. For me, it's I like to be a social guy, and I see a lot of old friends from the East Coast, from Florida, from all over the country. And it's kind of like, oh, I haven't seen you since last year, and it's good to see other poker friends out there.
Yeah.
So I look forward to that as well. And it's always fun to root for my friends like Rudy. That's
yeah. He just got a nice little walk there. He had ace-4 off. I think he would have been going with that hand in the big blind most likely.
Yeah, he's gonna rip that when it's flats.
Yeah, whether they flat, he's going to jam. Whether they raise, he's probably going to go all in. So I think that would have been a hand that he would have gone with.
Any idea how many minutes are left in this level?
I don't actually know. It's actually a little frustrating. We can't necessarily see the
clock.
The clock, and we can't see the blind levels. So I think we're reliant on the production team letting us know how many. So 300k to call. So it looks like the blinds are 150, 300k. Not too sure how long's left in the level there. Okay. So this should just be an automatic all-in.
Yep. Should be ripping.
Wow, so Patrick actually got himself up to 15 million, right?
I believe so.
14 million?
14 million.
Jesus, all right, okay.
Now he has 21 big blinds.
Yeah.
I've played with Patrick. I don't recall playing with Ernest or Greg before.
Yeah, I think they're pretty new to both of us, actually. But Patrick, you recognize him? You know him?
I've seen him around.
Okay.
He's been at my table. I know he's a LA reg.
Yeah, I was trying to ask Cara earlier what his last name was, and we could have a little look at his Hendon Mob and see his sort of like previous history with tournaments. But yeah, I think he's pretty competent. I think he knows what he's doing. But I think in this situation, he needed to adjust a little bit to a couple of the players around him. What would you do here in Rudy's spot? Just rip?
I would probably
like
just rip with
13 blinds. Yeah.
I don't mind an open, but seeing how the big blind is Ernest and he's calls very wide. We saw him call with 4-2 off or 4-2 suited.
Yeah, this is a call.
I kind of like just the jam.
Yeah.
It's dependent if you with ICM considerations, 13 big blinds you can 2x or you can jam. It really depends on the rest of the table and who the big blind is.
3.7 for 50.
Ernest is probably calling this, unfortunately.
Yeah, Rudy's probably going to have to get lucky here. It's kind of hard for him to fold just because Rudy can have hands like this, ace-2 through ace-4, plus Rudy's going to jam all the smaller pocket pairs too, so it's kind of hard to...
2.7.
And Ernest has got like nearly 11 million, so to call off 3 and still have like 7.5, 8 million left, it's going to be fine.
He'll have 20 big blinds.
Yeah.
3,800,025.
Yeah, I'm going to say I wasn't surprised he hasn't called by now, but he has finally made the call.
Here we go.
And Rudy's at risk with 37% equity, so Rudy's going to need some help here.
There's no more aces. Huh? There's no more aces. you fold it. That's a very dangerous thing to say, man, before the flop.
There you go. Let's go.
Rudy's flopped an ace on ace king 9.
This is the fourth time Rudy has gone all in.
Correct.
And won.
At risk and won, yeah.
This is his tournament to win.
Okay.
He just has to dodge a 5.
Ernest has only got 2% equity. Maybe a 5 was folded earlier, right?
What?
Is that little Hugh? Is that little Hugh on the rail?
That's Hugh. Actually ran into him when I was walking to the booth, and I told him, "Hey, Rudy's at the final table. I'm gonna go rail him." So he's here to support Rudy.
Yeah, I like Hugh. I play lots of cash with Hugh actually on the commerce cash game floor. We play a lot of 10, 20, 40 together.
Yeah, he's a good player.
He is a good player.
I know he moved down here from Sacramento, professional poker player, and he is also on the Commerce Poker Pro team. So shout out to him.
Yeah, I always give Hugh a lot of stick because I don't know, I always seem to lose my money to him in the cash game scene. But it's all in jest. It's all in jest.
Thank you.
Let's go, Rudy.
This Rudy, he's like a cat. How many lives? How many lives has he got? He's got 4 more left, 5 more left.
Now Rudy has taken the lead, 8.1 million.
No way, Rudy's shit
Let's
leader.
go.
That's unbelievable. That's incredible. You got to back Rudy to win it now?
When he had 5 big blinds, I was rooting for him, and I knew he was the favorite. He has the most experience, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And now we can look for him to put more pressure. Again, these guys are probably looking to ladder, especially, what is his name, Greg. I haven't seen him play a hand. And Rudy's been here before. I don't think he's trying to ladder, 5, 10 grand. He's trying to win the whole thing.
Yeah. Do you know if Rudy's ever won one of these rings before?
He has not. His largest ring was, his largest score was about 175,000. A couple years ago. He finished deep in the main event.
Oh, wow.
His first time playing the main event. And then he cashed for 175. And then he was hooked to tournaments because we used to play cash together back in the day. And now he's...
Yeah. It's actually weird. I watch Rudy play and I actually think he'd be like an amazing cash game player. I actually think he'd be like amazing. Like I've only ever played with him once, but obviously he's like most of the time he's occupied by playing tournaments all over the US, and I just think, yeah, if he applied his time, it's kind of hard to be good at both, right? Because you have to apply so much time to being the best. But yeah, I just think he's got like a good natural game to be good at cash games as well.
Right. Oh my God, Rudy is running good. Let's go. 98% favorite on this flop, already dominating the 9-8 off.
Did he raise pre under the gun? Did he? He raised pre?
He opened under the gun.
Nice.
I guess this would be cut off, right?
Yeah, so this is something I haven't seen from like any of the other players that have made the final table. Rudy's like prepared to open up the action like a lot wider than everybody else, and then once the button or the big blind defends, like he's going to be like way more comfortable playing post flop than everybody else.
Yeah, he's definitely a solid hand reader.
Yeah. Wow, he's got 9.1 million.
9.1 million, up to 30 big blinds. Again, this is the situation I was talking about before, where the middling stacks are going to be handcuffed and they're just going to need to fold because one of the other players has 15 or less big blinds.
Yeah. What do you like here with 15 bigs? You just like opening this up for min raise? Is this what you like?
At a FT four-handed, I don't mind it.
Yeah.
Greg with Queen Jack suited.
I know what I would do.
This is just a 3-bet jam.
Yeah.
Now, we haven't seen aggression from Greg yet, or at least since I've sat down. I wonder if he's just going to flat. He can't flat. 2.5x right here, 15 big blinds. He has to jam this. It's too good.
He's re-raised? What's he done?
He clicks it, I believe.
2,350,000. Not too much more.
Wow.
Effectively a jam.
Goes him in with not much more.
Good play. Good play. Come on down to Commerce, everybody. Can we see the chat here? Isn't there a chat on YouTube? We can interact with them. Sure, let me go ask. I'll be right back.
Okay, so Greg has got ace-10 off on the button, has gone for the min raise plus a little bit. Gets through, everybody folds. So are we looking now? Rudy with 8.4 million, Greg 6.5 million, Ernest 5.7, and Patrick 5.5. So yeah, Rudy's slightly in front, and Greg, Ernest, and Patrick all have around sort of 18 to 21, 22 big blinds. Anyone's game, anyone can win, and it's going to be down to some card distribution, some luck, some skill, and yeah, let's see who wants it more. I think Rudy's going to be the favourite, where he's most experienced, but when the blinds are pretty shallow, anything can happen. So Rudy's got an interesting decision here. He's got Queen-6 suited on the button. He's going to take the aggressive route and raise and hope to take down the blinds, or at least play in position versus the big blind. Okay, so Ernest has got an ace in the big blind with 17 bigs and decides to just flat. I think this would have been a good spot to just call and deny some equity from some hands like Rudy's got.
Check.
But we're going to go to the flop. Wow. And this is where Rudy's been running good. He hasn't lost an all-in. He's hit 2-pair lots of times. He's flopped trips in the last hand, and now he's got top 2-pair again. And
top 2.
Yeah, versus quarter pot bet. I know Ernest, there's just so much money in the middle. Ernest just doesn't want to fold, but he lets it go.
Good fold by Ernest.
Yeah, it's a good fold, actually. I mean, I know it looks pretty simple when we're looking on, but I think in the moment when the pot's already 1.6 million and Rudy's on the button and has quite a wide range and has only bet quarter pot, it's quite tempting to continue with a7. But yeah, Ernest has made a tight fold and live to fight another day.
Okay, I have their names. Ernest
looks like it.
Buono.
Okay. Yep. I want to know Patrick's last name so we can have a little look at his handle.
Yeah.
Here, you look up Patrick and I'll look up Ernest. Patrick.
Nice.
You're giving me the guy with the 14-letter surname last name, right? Okay.
I'm going to have to copy and paste that for you. Let's see. Let's see.
So Ernest, it doesn't look like they've got much info on him, right? Oh, they have.
Okay, Ernest is from the Philippines, and he has $60,821 on his Hendon out of Temecula, California.
Oh, look, this could be a big pot here because Rudy's picked up jacks in the cutoff, and Patrick's got ace-10 off on the button, playing like 17 blinds. He's probably going to rip this all in versus an aggressive player like Rudy. Wow.
Patrick has about 685,000 on his Hendon. LA Reg.
Luke, I want your opinion here on this one. So Rudy's opened it up in the cutoff, and Patrick's got like 17 bigs on the button and has 3-bet to like, what's that, 6 big blinds? Or no, 4 big blinds, 4.5 bigs.
So he clicks it, I think.
Yeah, do you think he's like 3-betting to induce an all-in, 3-bet call, or is he 3-betting to just in case there's sort of extra action and people go all in behind?
This is interesting. In theory, there's there's a lot of these raised bluffs hands. I don't know where if ace 10 off is.
It kind of sits in the middle, right?
Supposed to be in that range.
Yeah, because I think with ace 10 is kind of neither here nor there. I think you probably want to try and use some hands like ace 7 off or ace 5 off as like a 3-bet bluff and then fold to a jam. Maybe you can make it like four bigs or 4.5 bigs and fold. But ace 10 now, he's 3-bet and now he doesn't know what to do. And that's why using this kind of hand class isn't that great. Yeah, see, he's decided to call it off.
My boy Rudy's winning this tournament. I'm telling you right now.
Well, this is Rudy's 5th all-in, but this time he's actually not a risk. It worries me a little bit.
You got to win your flips. That's how you win tournaments. You know that more than anyone.
Yeah, this is barely even a flip, is it? At 77%. Does this count as a flip?
Yes. Ooh. Now it's a flip. No, it's not a flip.
Well, now Rudy's got top set.
Good start.
Okay. So Patrick needs running clubs or running king-queen. Otherwise, he will be our 4th place finisher. And there you go.
Let's go.
I think he's going to be pretty... I think when he looks back on this, he's going to be pretty annoyed at himself, this Patrick, because he was in a great spot to at least come top 2. But GG to Patrick. It was a great run. You played really well. Just the last sort of like 30 minutes to an hour, it kind of fell apart a little bit. You can see on his face he's kind of upset.
Yeah,
you're a bit frustrated, you know.
You know, when you play tournaments, even if you make it to 2nd place, no one's ever happy unless you win 1st place.
That is true.
So
that is true. That is true.
He'll feel better tomorrow when he sees all that money.
That is true. Yeah.
In his bag.
I mean, do you feel like that? Because I don't always feel like that. I know it's kind of a bit cliche, but I don't necessarily feel like that. I kind of put my head on the pillow at night and sleep, and if I feel like I've played well and make good decisions, like I'm at ease, you know, I'm at peace with that, because sometimes like, I can bust a tournament before the money, maybe I can final table bubble like I did today, but as long as I feel like I've played well, I'm kind of happy. But
that's a good mindset. Yeah, I typically try to adopt that as well, but you know that first 60 seconds after you bust, never feels good.
No, you're right. Here we go. We've got three left.
Rudy with over 15 million.
I've got a feeling I'm going to be buying the drinks because Rudy's got like a 3.5, 4-to-1 chip lead on the other 2 guys. So.
Hey, if anyone out there in LA wants some free drinks, it's on me. I have a friend here who's going to buy a round.
Oh, right. Are we inviting the whole of LA in? I thought it was just you and I. Okay. And Rudy as well, because I bet against him. So I've got to buy him a drink.
No, Rudy's paying for the drinks tonight.
Is he? All right. Okay.
That's the rule. This is great. I'm having a lot of fun here.
Yeah, I'm enjoying myself.
Commentating, watching my friend.
Mm-hmm. Why don't the waitresses come into the commentary booth and see if we want like a beer or a vodka or whiskey?
I'm down.
Huh? They don't come and look after us.
Oh, you know what? Let's pull up the YouTube and see if we can chat with them.
Okay, Luke, you got the chat up?
We've got the chat up. What do we have here? Oh, my friend Luke, this is Hector, bro. What's up, Hector? Shout out to Hector. Shout out to Alti Fung. Shout out to You Bluff Me. A lot of LA regs out here rooting for Rudy. Let's see.
The Queens of Poker. Who's that? Do we know that person? Look at Rudy's stack,
I'm not familiar with that person.
Rudy's stat looks very intimidating because he hasn't adopted any of those $1 million plaques yet, and he's just got the sort of like 25k and 500k chips. So yeah, he's got a pretty intimidating stack right now, and yeah, he's up to 15 million, whilst Greg is at 6.5 mil, and then it's just below 5 million. So still anyone's game, but Rudy looks like he's the clear front runner at the moment.
Did you look up Greg, his Hendon mob?
No, I didn't. No, okay. I was just about to look up Patrick, and
yeah, I did.
Rudy's won jacks versus ace 10 against him, so I didn't get to see his.
So Ernest has about 60,000.
Yeah.
Greg has 53,000 unintended, and Rudy by far has the most experience with over $1 million unintended.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So just the other two guys are clearly like recreational players who just turn up for these sort of like 400 to 600 buy-in tournaments.
Hey, I wouldn't count anyone out. Anyone could win. The dream's still alive, but you know, I got my money on Rudy. Now, in the chat, let's be a little bit more interactive. If you want to go for Ernest, type in 1, Greg is 2, and Rudy is 3. Let's see what the chat says.
I've got a feeling we're going to be seeing a lot of 3s in the chat in the next few minutes.
Saints4 says, Rudy 714, baby, Santa Ana. Shout out to Santa Ana.
I like Santa Ana. Then we've got Kevin Cupp, our tournament director, just looking in there. He's a great tournament director, this guy. Works for the WSOP, does a great job. Has been bang on it the last couple of days at least since I've been playing this Monster Stack tournament. So yeah, he's done a great job. Great shout out to Kevin. Where are we now? So we got
you bluff me with the 3.
I think the graphics are slightly wrong, so I don't think Rudy's on the button in this hand. Okay, Ernest is on the button.
You got 3 3s, no 1s and 2s.
Yeah, this is the great spot for Ernest. He's going to raise call, pocket 8s, I would imagine. What do you do with Greg's hand here?
2.9.
Wow. Greg likes these kind of like half stack, 3-bet bluffs. He's not really sure. It really looks like he's got a good hand here. I reckon Rudy's got like ace queen or something. Look at that. What a shout. What a read.
Wow, what a soul read.
What a read. Unbelievable. What do you do if you're Rudy here?
I'm probably just folding this, to be honest, because of ICM considerations.
Wow.
This looks extremely strong by Greg.
You know, if Rudy would have seen Greg 3-bet the same spot with Queen Jack of Diamonds, do you think Rudy would definitely
he would definitely go with it. However,
he's gone all in anyway.
He's going with it anyway.
Fantastic.
Let's go.
Yep. Ernest is now going to have to fold his pocket 8s. He's going to tank anyway. He's going to tank anyway. This is unreal scenes here.
Shout out to 14th Street, Santa Ana. He says, on my way, drinks on Rudy. Okay, come on down. Big flip, King Jack versus Ace Queen right here for about 20 big blinds. Are they still at 300K?
Yeah.
No, I had a pair.
Oh, no. Well, he raised to 800K on the button, so it could be 3,
so
it could be
4.
400.
Okay, so 15 big blinds effective.
Yeah. Did you hear the relief in Greg's, see the relief in Greg's face when he realized that Rudy had ace queen and not like kings or aces? So, yeah.
He's still about 60-40 here, or I guess 62-38 is what the graphic says.
I mean, Rudy...
You know, it's just going to come queen, 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 the way Rudy's running.
Yeah. King Jack 10? That's kind of fun.
King Jack 10 would be fun.
What do you think about the soul read about the ace queen? That was pretty good, right?
Are you a professional poker player with the bracelet that you won a couple years ago? Because
that's not the reason I won.
Those type of guys can say ace queen.
The reason I won the tournament was because I'm doing what Rudy did and don't lose any all-ins. That's the trick, right? Never lose an all-in. There you go. He's safe. He's safe. Always a little relief when you like fade the flop, like fade the king or jack on the flop. It feels so much better.
Oh, turning outs.
So what does he need? He needs a king,
king, jack, queen, diamond. Yes. Oh, and a jack. He had diamond outs as well.
Wow, he's fist pumping. Greg's fist pumping.
That's poker.
I was wrong.
Luke, you know I'm getting a bit thirsty.
Brother, that king, not the king.
Let's. I see an empty beer here. Someone's been drinking before us.
Yeah. Who was that? Was that you?
That was not me.
Oh.
No.
Oh, okay.
I have actually been sober for 3 weeks, but I will have one for you.
Oh, I thought the missus would finally let you out of the house. Maybe you decided to have a beer on the way to the booth. I don't know.
That's it.
4.4 million.
Rudy takes you like a true pro. He's still... Okay, so Rudy's now jumped to second. He'll be 20 big blinds. Greg has got, what's that, 33 bigs?
Yep.
And Mr. Ernest, our short stack with sort of like 13 blinds. But yeah, it's a roller coaster final table, honestly.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun.
I've actually really enjoyed it. I could have been a little bit salty about commentating the final table after just final table bubbling, but I actually really enjoyed it, and yeah, it's actually quite fun to watch, to be honest.
I don't want to be results oriented, but if Rudy just folds that, like I said,
yeah.
You're set?
then it's heads up.
No, missed it.
Hey, the other guy, Ernest, would have hit a set.
Would he? Was there an 8 on the flop?
He had pocket 9s.
No, he had
right?
pocket 8s.
Oh, he had pocket 8s?
Yeah, pocket 8s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then it would have been heads up.
I'm the big blind, right?
Yes. Wait, hold on. Yeah, you were small.
Okay, David Neiman in the chat says, fold for Rudy there, question mark. ICM either stays the same or he goes heads up as a chip leader. Yeah, I don't mind it. I'm just saying, versus this specific villain, when he 3-bet non-all-ins, it's extremely strong, but I don't mind the jam either.
So our new chip leader, Greg, has raised King-Queen.
Snap.
Suited, and the big blind Ernest has gone all in with, what's he got, queens or queen jack? Or jacks? It looks like he's got jacks from here. 2 black jacks, is it? This is another big flip.
Waiting for the graphic.
There you
Jacks.
go. Yeah, jacks.
Classic, 50-50.
It's crazy with every all in and every flip, the chip leader changes, and the guy at the bottom of the stack sizes changes. So every flip is just so important.
Yeah, this is really exciting.
Yeah, it's very exciting. There's just so much equity in every single all in here that it's kind of happy I'm not there right now, because wow, that's about as safe as you're ever going to see for pocket jacks.
Easy come, easy go.
5 high board.
Not bad for us.
Wow, so like that. Now Ernest is the chip leader, is that right? This is crazy.
I believe so. Now they're all pretty even.
Wow.
25 bigs for Ernest, and about 20 and 19 for Rudy, Greg and Rudy.
That's 2 each stack.
Oh, you're right, man. Thank you. This is 2, 4, and how much? That's enough. 7.
There's Huey on the rail supporting Rudy. He's on the Commerce Poker Pro team. Shout out to him.
I've got a complex question for you, Luke. You know, with those spots there where Greg had King Queen suited on the button, with or without ICM, do you you know when everyone's at like 15, 25, no, 15, 20, 25 big blinds, do you kind of find it difficult to remember, you know, when you want to kind of like raise call, raise fold, just when your hand like benefits from just going all in? Like, so there, I think he was like 13 to 15 big blinds. Do you want to just like raise call King Queen suited, if people are jamming correctly, obviously, or do you want to just like go all in and just deny equity for some weak ace X or for some Jack 10 suited or some like pocket 3s that might fold? Like, what do you want to do with certain hands? You know, it's kind of difficult to say in the moment.
Yeah, I think this is too strong 3-handed. I don't mind going all in, especially with ICM's considerations.
So you think the all in
chip EV when it's 8-handed, I think we can 2x, but here I don't mind it.
Okay, so you would raise call, and then sometimes with ICM you just jamming all in.
Yeah. How about yourself? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's interesting. It just, I think I just change my strategy depending on what I think my opponents are doing. So if I think I'm going to raise a hand like King Queen, well, not necessarily suited, but like a hand like King Queen, and then somebody's going to take a hand like Ace 5 offsuit and go all in, and then when you jam yourself, it kind of takes that option away from them.
Right.
So it depends. If I'm like playing against more aggressive players, I might take the option myself of just going all in and denying them the chance to kind of bluff me off my hand or equity. And if I'm playing against a lot more passive players, I might just like raise non all in and just try and play post flop, because that's where I think I have my biggest edge against them. So yeah, I think I change my strategy slightly depending on. Not every hand is black and white. depending on like the chip stacks and like the player profile. So I just try and change my strategy depending on who I'm playing against, and that's probably why I would say that I'm like a better live player than I am an online player, because with online you have to only apply theory most of the time, unless you're using a hard and you kind of understand like people's stats and what they're doing. Then yeah, if you're playing against like the better players like Rudy, for example, who are going to play like pretty well post flop, find some good check raises from the big blind when you're playing like 15, 16 big blinds deep, then sometimes it's better off to just go all in yourself and just deny equity from their kind of like ace-x hands and try and stop yourself getting bluffed like post flop by some good players. So yeah, I'll just kind of try and change it up depending on who I'm playing against.
870.
Yeah, I agree with that, especially if you have an opponent that is 3-betting light. If you've seen them 3-bet, 10 jack off, queen jack off, ace 5 off, things like that. They have more hands in their 3-bet jam range that you're basically flipping with. So I don't mind trapping with those sometimes, depending on if a maniac's at my table. King queen blocks ace king, ace queen, kings, queens. So if they have ace x, you're flipping. So most of the time you're flipping. Even if you're dominated, you're 3-1. So
correct. Yeah.
You just got to get used to the tournament sweats out here in the streets.
Yeah, I think that's why players like yourself, players like Rudy, always find themselves with good chip stacks, because they're not afraid to kind of like make those kind of different decisions to other players who just kind of want to like call pre, hit their hand first before they go with it. I think sometimes you're gonna have to put the chips in and just like run the board, and sometimes you're just gonna have to run the equities and sometimes flip in order to get a big stack. You see some of the best pros, like the Alex Foxons, for example. I always see him go onto the final table with such a huge chip stack, and I think sometimes he just, I think it's the hands that you don't see prior to the final table, which stands him in the best stead to have like a big stack. And with ICM being such a huge thing now, I think if you can get onto any final table with a big stack or a commanding lead, I think you can apply so much pressure in so many different situations that you're almost like guaranteed like top 3 money before you've even started the final table,
Oh yeah, that's absolutely right. You have to consider that having a large stack at a final table like that increases your EV and your chance to win it all, because you can apply pressure.
Yeah, exactly.
Alex Foxon and Chance out of Chip Leader Coaching. Shout out to Chip Leader Coaching. I think they are some of the best in the world, and they're great coaches as well out there.
I've actually never looked at any of their stuff. Have they got like online like training stuff?
Yeah, they explain things very well, and I've been a member since they started the website back in early of 2022. So shout out to them. Very good contact. I suggest that anyone's looking to improve their game to sign up to them.
Yeah, I'm sure there's lots of people watching now that are kind of inspired by what they're seeing, and whether it's by the money or whether it's by winning a circuit ring or just wanting to improve. I think Chip Leader Coaching is going to be a great place to start.
You just got to get in there. You just got to come out to the Commerce and
come to the Commerce and come and play. Yeah, there's still. I mean, is the main event the last tournament, or have they got some other?
We have 2 more days of the 1700 circuit main event.
Yeah,
that's $1 million guaranteed. It's probably going to go over. Last year it was over 300K for first, or I would say not last year, in May. We have an 1100. I believe it's a 2-day on Sunday.
Nice.
And then there's a high roller 2200 on Monday. I believe that's a 2-day.
Nice. So that 1100 is like a closer. It's kind of like a closer, right?
I believe so. And then every day. From now until Tuesday, I believe there's a $400 1-day.
Oh, nice.
I believe there's some $200 buy-ins as well. So there's a good price point for everyone if you're interested, guys.
Nice. There's still lots of tournaments for people to come down and play then, which is great. What was the tournament I saw you recently? We were on the same table. Was that the 600? What tournament was that? I don't even know what tournament was that.
I forget, to be honest.
You was in seat 9 and you had like a big bundle of chips. I can't even remember what tournament that was.
Did I have chips? Sometimes I have.
There was a nice lady on your. There was a nice lady on your right who was. We were talking to her.
I'm married. I don't talk to any ladies.
Good answer. Just in case the missus is listening.
Don't get me in trouble.
No, I'm not. How long have you been married, Luke?
About 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you didn't waste any time in having a baby.
Yeah, I mean, we've been together for 10 years.
Okay.
I used to work in finance out in New York, and we met in New York, and she's the reason I moved to California. I always thought I would stay in New York or move back to Texas, and been here for 10 years, and I love California. I think California is the best place to live, in my opinion, if you can afford it.
Okay. So
you can
before
do with the taxes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Did you ever consider moving to Vegas? Like, if you're now like a sort of full-time tourney pro, this is obviously before you had a baby. Did you ever think about moving to Vegas? I know some people who did that.
We looked at it. A lot of our poker friends in LA moved to Vegas during COVID. We looked at a house out there, but we ended up just staying and with the family out here in California, I just think it's a better situation.
Okay, your whole family's here and her family's here? Oh, no, your family's probably in Texas, no?
My family's in Texas.
Right.
Her family's in LA and New York and Minnesota. Yeah.
I mean, it helps having family now that you've got a kid. If you need a babysitter,
Yeah,
you've probably got some friends and family that can help. So.
But the stream doesn't want to hear about babies. Let's talk poker.
Why not? Why not? Why don't I want to hear about your personal life?
Because when I didn't have a kid, I didn't want to hear about babies. Oh. Just being honest.
Maybe I'm broody. Maybe I want to just see what the dad life is like,
All right, guys, press type 1 if you want to hear about babies. Type 2 if you want to hear about poker. We got a lot of ones.
We want to talk about babies. Get in there. What's your baby's name? Last question. Are we allowed to ask that question? Or is that too personal for the stream?
His name's Aiden. Aiden Wynn.
That's a very nice name.
I think it's a European or Gaelic Irish name, but my wife liked it, and I rolled with it. Yeah.
Okay. How about babies and poker? Is Aiden going to play poker when he's older?
Oh, my wife is a grinder. She plays poker as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
She's a cash player. It's a great way to supplement income. She wasn't into poker, but before I married her, I said, hey, poker's with me, for the rest of my life, and I'm not stopping poker because some wives don't like you playing poker.
Of course, yeah, but she was with you from the start.
I told her, hey, you can.
You got no choice.
She's street smart, so she can, she learned how to play poker, and she crushes the, 5-10, 5-5.
Wow, nice. That's why you got such a compatible relationship, because she shares the same love of poker as you do. So
we used to grind commerce back in the day and drive home after cash sessions at 3-4 a.m. and she would say, "Hey, what do you think about this hand history?" And my brain was fried driving home on the highway. I still remember those days, and I'd say, "Write the hand history down. I don't want to talk about poker right now."
Great. Yeah, sometimes you have to do that. Yeah.
Okay, what do we got here?
We've got a limp from Greg in the small blind with 10-7 suited, and Rudy has checked King 6 suited, King 6 offsuit.
Rudy running good again.
Rudy with his little top pair.
Top pair with the king kicker.
Yeah, and Greg has just check folded to a little one big blind bet from Rudy.
What did it go? Limp call or limp check?
It went limp. Rudy checked King 6 offsuit, and Greg has check folded on 6-4-4 rainbow.
I like it.
I might have gone for a little spicy check raise with 10-7 suited, backdoor flush draw on 6-4-4.
You would.
What do you think?
With all due respect, I don't think Greg is having the appropriate check raise frequency.
Oh, I just like being creative all the time. Whenever there's an opportunity for me to do something crazy, I always go for it. But yeah, but listen, these guys, like I said earlier, these guys have stayed true to themselves, and they're just all playing their own game,
Yes, it's a big accomplishment to make a final table. It's one of the most exciting things in poker, and this is why we play.
Yeah. Regardless of the result, I think all three guys are going to really be happy with how they played and proud of how they played. So, but they all want that WSOP circuit ring, don't they? So,
what are the payouts again?
I know that first is 36, second is 22. I'm just not sure on the third place prize.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fourth place was for Patrick for 11,500.
Right, and second is 22. So I imagine third is going to be like 16 to 18K, right?
Yeah, that's a good assumption. Pretty hand, 9-7 suited here for Greg.
Okay. Guess we just got a nice hand to just call and see the flop. Don't think there's anything else we can do here.
Yep. Well played.
Well played so far. Rudy's going to flop top pair, like he always does. Here we go. No.
I like a 1/4 right here from Rudy. Let's see what he bets.
Little 500. No.
400,000. 1/5 pot. Even better. And he takes it down.
You're not big blind over there.
No, sir.
Okay, looks like we have about 20 to 25 big blinds. This is a very close final table. The last three. Here are the payouts.
Oh, we got it. Okay. All right. 16K. Yeah.
16K, 22, and 36.
Nice.
Shout out to everybody in the chat. Where are y'all from? Type in where you were from.
It's actually exciting. I haven't actually commentated much before, but I can imagine people who do commentate on like sports when you're near the end of the game, and there's clearly going to be a winner, and you kind of know 10, 15, 20 minutes before the end of the game, like who's going to win.
Whereas here, like in overtime.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas here, you've got 3 players left. We're near the end of the game, and you just have no clue who's going to win at this point.
Okay, we got Connecticut up in the house, Santa Ana, Brazil, Santa Ana in the house, Valencia, California, St. Jude. So this is the 71st hand of the final table.
How are we looking?
Greg with the monster ace-queen suited.
4.2.
Greg likes this. He likes putting in like half of his stack.
That's
He's
a
basically always
sizable
committed.
3-bet from roughly 2x to 8 big blinds.
Yeah. I can't lie. This is actually a spot that I struggle with most in tournament poker. Is playing blind v blind. I think it's just such a hard spot. It's really hard to like bluff post flop because obviously this is a spot where people give you the most bluffs because obviously the ranges are very wide, and then it's a spot where it's kind of hard to get it right when you're supposed to limp fold, when you're supposed to limp call, a raise, when you're supposed to raise yourself, and then once the flop comes out and you've kind of got like king highs, should I bet, should I check for to try and win at showdown. It's just like a really complex spot that I would say that 99% of people get wrong.
Yeah, I love it.
I don't know if you've got any advice for the people. It's probably like too difficult to explain in like one sentence. But
I would say that you need to be cognizant of what type of player is in the other big blind.
Yeah.
If you're in the big blind and someone's in the small blind, you gotta understand: is this the type of player that's gonna have limp raises? If they have no limp raises, then when they just call, they're probably capped.
Yeah.
With weaker hands.
For sure.
I would
Yeah.
say.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I've got that part down. I think it's when the flop comes out, then I know what to do. that's the problem. I might have to talk to you off camera, Luke, and get some advice. But yeah, it's a tough spot, and especially when you play against stronger players, or when you limp, they end up ISOing you with like good card, bad card, and it just all becomes a little bit. It's just all very difficult to play. But yeah, this is where I actually admire the players, like the elite players. When I watch them on like the Triton, for example, or like the high stakes tournaments, is how good they are. And it's crazy that even though the ranges are so wide, they seem to always make just such amazing decisions.
Yeah.
And that for me is actually just blows my mind. As somebody who like loves the game a lot and finds it very interesting, I find it great how they always make like just such great decisions when the spot isn't like always black and white.
Yeah, it's never a binary answer, but
Correct,
I would say that I have, and I would suggest anyone, you want to study the spots that have the highest frequency of occurrence. So call it big blind versus small blind, big blind, button versus smaller big blind, blind versus blind, and that happens quite often.
Correct.
So we can talk about strategy later. I don't want to divulge too much, but
yeah, no, fair enough.
I guess my advice would be to, again, study the things that happen the most, which are those positions.
Yeah, that's what I do. That's what I tend to do, yeah. Just study the most frequent situations, like you say.
I'm having a great time with you.
I'm having
this
a great
is my
time with
first
you.
time.
Yeah.
I like your positive attitude.
Thank you. Yeah, I try and stay positive all the time, and I actually like commentating. It's fun. It's fun, and I always said to Mr. Wayne here that being with somebody that I know is kind of fun as well, because you kind of get to bounce ideas and things off of one another. So that's cool. And we've only just met in the last few days. We haven't never really had a chat or a conversation. Yeah. So yeah, looking forward to seeing more of you off the table as well as on it. So.
Cheers.
Cheers, mate.
Is that how you say it?
Cheers,
mate.
Cheers, mate. Yeah.
All right. Rudy with the monster ace-3 suited.
That's a big hand when there's three people on the table, yeah.
Mine raised to 800,000.
I think they all have about similar stacks. Or wait, no.
So this is the spot when you get ace-3 suited on the button, and you don't really want anyone to go all in because it kind of doesn't feel quite strong enough. It's a good hand three-handed, but it doesn't feel strong enough to call.
Yeah, Ernest with 10 bigs, he just has to. I would just rip right here with king 10 off.
Family pot.
Rudy on the button's going to be opening wide.
Rudy calls it a family pot. What have we got? We've got Greg in the lead now with middle pair on 9-6-5 flush draw. So he's got middle pair and ace cooker. He's got backdoor clubs. Rudy and Ernest have completely whiffed the flop. Imagine this is going to check through on the flop. Yep.
I would think that Rudy would check this back. Oh, you know what? Greg's going to lead. He's going to donk bet with...
That's quite brave.
Oh, wait. No, that's turn. My apologies.
Yeah.
Jack turn.
This is actually very brave from Greg, just like leading the jack turn. But I admire. Ernest has check called with just an overcard and a gut shot to the nuts.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that hand class doing that, but hey, it looks like it's gonna work. So what do I know?
Yeah, this is what I said about Ernest. He just likes to get sticky.
King high.
Nothing?
If you're Greg, you just never think you're going to win the hand there, do you? When you hear king high, it's just such a relief.
Yeah.
That was a good pot for Greg. There was quite a lot of chips in that pot. There's probably like a few million in there. So
yeah, every pot is significant.
Correct. And I think Ernest is now our clear short stack. I think he's probably got under 4 million, so under 10 bigs now. So he's going to have to make something happen very quickly.
Yeah, like I said before, with that king 10 offsuit, 10, 11 bigs, I like the jam right there against Rudy's button R5 open.
What do you think Rudy would have done versus the all-in for 10 bigs?
He probably would have folded.
Yeah, I agree.
Ace.
Has to be 8.
Uh-oh. Ernest with the monster. I'm a fan of this 2x open.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, wait, he didn't 2x, it looks like.
No, he's raised at 800, like min raise, and Rudy's jammed 4 million, which is 10 bigs with ace-8 off.
Okay, that makes more sense.
All right, so Rudy's at risk and needs help. He needs an 8. Wow. Okay, so king high board, so it looks like Rudy's going to struggle to win this one unless he finds the heart turn, heart river.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's GG for Rudy.
Does he cover?
I think so, no? Does he cover? No.
No, Rudy covers.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay, yeah, sorry.
Rudy still has 10 bigs.
Yeah, my mistake. Sorry, yeah, Ernest had half the stack of Rudy, right?
That was I like the pressure, though.
Yeah.
I like the play.
Does that scare you a little bit when Ernest raises the button off of 10 bigs? Do you think that just...
No.
No? So you think he's going to have some raise folds off 10
I think
blinds?
he should be having some raise folds. I would have some raise folds in that spot.
Hands like king 9 off or king 8 off, that kind of stuff.
I like the jam with ace 8 right there. Puts max pressure, especially ICM considerations. And in tournaments, you know, you got to be willing to die if you're going to live. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it goes fold, fold. We get a walk for Ernest.
Okay, so we got Ernest's new updated chip stack. So he's got 8.5 million, which is 21 bigs, and Greg with ace jack suited for 32 bigs in the big blind.
Let's look at the chat. Solvente Game says shout out to Anacrime, aka Anaheim.
Anacrime. I like it. I like the play on words.
Let's see. What is this? Rudy's hometown in Mexico is, I don't know how to say that. Tanga Mandapio.
Sure.
Wow, so Ernest is actually limp called 8 deuce suited here. And Greg has got ace jack suited on 10-7 deuce rainbow. No backdoor flush draw for Greg. Check on the flop, turns come a king. And Ernest has decided to bet his 2 for protection / value. Little does he know it. And Greg's going to come along and call.
Do you think that's what he's thinking? He's thinking he's betting for equity denial right now?
I don't know.
That's what he's doing.
I don't know what he's thinking, but it looks like it's actually working. Against Greg's specific hand, it's actually working very well.
Equity denial / value from ace jack.
There you go. It's like he can see his cards. It's amazing. Anyway, Greg goes along and makes the call. Big river coming up. No ace jack or queen for Ernest.
Oh.
Okay, so Ernest has actually got the best hand here with 8 deuce. I imagine he's just going to check the river now, and it's probably going to go check.
It's going to be tough if Greg bets here for Ernest to hero call. Oh,
yeah, I would have bluffed.
Check.
You could still beat some hands, some flush draws, some 9-8, jack 9. And Greg is not happy. He wags the finger at Ernest. Disgusting, he throws his cards in the muck.
This is so fun.
I told you, Ernest is a very sticky player. You got to be careful. You got to be careful against this guy.
We raise on my hand.
I'll definitely keep that in mind when I see him on the felt.
I had good hands when I raised.
Every single time I raise today, Ernest V-pipped by a call-in or by a 3-bet me or by going all in. He's been a thorn in my side all day.
Sounds like he's just owned you.
Yeah, he has owned me all day today. Yeah, so
shout out to Ernest.
Yeah.
Please. 1.2.
You know, this guy just doesn't stop. You know that all day during day 2. He doesn't look to have a hand off. You know, some people like double up and then maybe like sit back. Maybe they hope some people will bust or whatever. No, Ernest has like literally been on it all day.
That's how you get to the final table.
For sure, yeah, he deserves to be on the final table for sure. Yeah, he's been great. He's been great.
Are we at 400 big blind and Ernest open 3x here on the button?
Yes, he's gone to 1.2 at 400k big blind. Yes.
1.2.
Yep. And Rudy's learnt his lesson from the ace-8 off, and I think he just wants the flat rather than go all in. He's considering both options here. Clearly. Yeah. He's decided to just call, just because he's got monsters under the bed about the last time he jammed his his medium ace-high.
Monsters under the bed. Your wordplay is second to none.
You like that?
I'm really enjoying it. I'm going to use that.
You like one? Usually I say heebie-jeebies, but monsters under the bed sounds cool. There you go, look. Ernest.
It's going to put Rudy in a tough spot.
2 million into 3 million. I love it. I love it. Imagine if Rudy's just got like a weak queen there. You know, like queen 6 suited.
I think he calls off.
Yeah. This Ernest knows how to put the pressure on.
It's interesting because Rudy's call from a 3x open, you know, that flop board texture hits his range right there. So it's fortunate for Ernest he did not have anything with that flop.
Yeah, correct.
Uh-oh. Here's a big hand brewing.
Okay.
I wonder what's going to happen.
Yeah. Greg's got pocket jacks 3-handed on the button. Oh my God,
Rudy with
This has happened too many times to Rudy in the last 30 minutes that he keeps getting these kind of like, yeah, and he's gone with it. He's gone all in.
Rudy's going all in with 5 big blinds, a little bit over.
Count.
Oh, Rudy's jammed 2 million, right? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
It went 2 big blinds to 5 big blinds. And Ernest should just get out of the way.
Yeah, surely Ernest should just fold, right?
He doesn't like
folding. Yeah, surely he should just fold.
Well, he has all the chips, so he's doing something right.
4, 25. 54, 20.
3.425.
3.4? So the graphics are wrong. Yeah, you can see he's got 3.4 million, which is
3,400,025.
8.5 big blinds.
Okay, that changes things.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's definitely a fold now, right? Or what do you think?
Yeah, definitely a fold with Jack-8 suited, yeah. I mean, he should fold, and as we can see, Greg, even if Greg didn't have a hand as strong as pocket jacks, he's going to have a lot of other hands to call off and put Rudy at risk.
But it's suited.
It's suited. Wow, he's called?
Wow.
I'm all in. Call.
What?
Oh my God. Ernest with Jack-8 calls a reach. Okay.
Hold on. So Greg has opened.
We need a 7, baby.
Rudy's jammed 7s.
Ernest flats.
Ernest has flatted.
3-bet.
Greg's gone all in. For 10 million, and Rudy's snap called. Ernest has snap called Jack-8 suited.
The graphics must be wrong.
No, they're not. They're not. We can see. Ernest has got Jack-8 suited.
Okay, the graphics are correct.
This is a 22.5 million chip pot, 3-handed. If Ernest can somehow beat pocket jacks and pocket 7s with Jack-8 suited, then he's won the tournament.
Wait, your guys are Ernest and Greg, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna owe you drinks.
Yeah. Oh my God!
Wow, what a flop!
9-4-4, 2 diamonds. Ernest is literally a diamond away from $36,000 and a WSOP circuit ring.
Okay.
Blank on the turn.
Greg's still ahead with his jacks.
Rudy needs a 7. He's got 5%.
Edge of our seat action.
Boom. Oh my God. 10 of diamonds on the river.
Let's
and
go.
Ernest has done it.
Isn't poker great? Poker is alive.
Wow. Congratulations
Well played,
to Ernest. $36,000 richer. Greg can't believe it. He's got his head in his hands. Wow. Wow.
I've got my head in my hands.
Oh, you know what? I would feel like that as well. Poor guy.
Hey, well played.
Bless him.
Hey, but I'm going to see these guys at the main event tomorrow and this weekend. So, congratulations to everyone at the final table. Everyone played very well.
Yeah, this has been so exciting, and I've been really happy to share the booth with you, Luke. So thanks very much for joining me, and I wish you luck with your family and your little boy.
Same to you.
For the future.
Same to you.
Thanks very much.
It was good to get to know you, and I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, GG to Rudy, GG to Greg in the third and second, respectively. But congratulations to Ernest, who's won the WSOP circuit ring and $36,000. Congratulations. And we'll see you soon. Come back and see us at the Commerce Casino for the main event, Day 1B, tomorrow. Take care, guys. Bye.
Cheers. Have a good night.
Bye.
My phone number is 951 517 9853. My name is Ernest.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Which camera? We're talking about one of these cameras. On behalf of Congratulations, Jackie and Diamonds. Were you nervous? Confident. That's what we like to hear. Commerce, we're going to foreign. And one tournament you champion like Diamond, go the champion of the month. Congratulations. And we're going to take your pictures. Thank everybody for tuning in. Still in the mood. ABC, always be mood. Wow, what a final fan. We got a call these show and nobody was ready. Congratulations. Hardware. What a diamond on the wrist.
Yeah, that was amazing.
With Dahmer, right? Jackie?
Jackie.
Yeah, Dahmer. That's Jeffrey Dahmer. Because he ate Jack. So you won with Jeffrey Dahmer.
When the door opened, I go, is that Alicia? And then I go, why would it be?
Holy shit, that was good. That's good TV.
There it is.